water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Congratulations to the New York Knicks. They are the 2026 NBA champions. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. Don.
I had never seen holes like that before.
Hahn.
I'm not comfortable touching it. No.
And Rosenberg.
I'm not breastfeeding.
No,
but
that's too bad.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
301 of the big city.
Yeah.
You feeling it?
Yeah.
Why do you look different today? You get different glasses on?
I'm wearing different glasses.
Yeah.
They're like gold and like bold.
Yeah.
Not my like super nerdy
I
understanding.
noticed there was something different, and it felt like it was the glasses.
Yeah, these are you like the glasses?
They look exquisite.
Oh my God. Well,
That's
I got to tell you, Jacob's back, and I love it. Never been happier. Now, that's not a knock to Julian. Julian, who filled in for Jacob, can't exactly, I can't say he offended me, Don. He used a total of 11 words with me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm trying to think of a comp here. Julian makes Ray Dinahan, from a words used per day standpoint, Julian makes Ray Dinahan look like Peter Rosenberg. Is that a fair?
Fair.
He used 30 words with us, and by the way, a very sweet guy.
He just doesn't have a lot to say.
No, and you know what I kept thinking of? I kept thinking of the Goodfellas joke.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you're talking all the time. That's Julian.
But he said, "What am I supposed to say? My wife 2 times me?" Oh, you're always talking.
Yeah, that is what I thought of with Julian. But Jacob's back, a.k.a. Hitch, a.k.a. Mushmouth. Rough couple of days for the Jakester.
Yeah, but he's back. He's bad, and now we're almost whole. No Allen.
Not for a while. We're not whole for a while.
I keep saying he's going to be back next week out of habit because nobody has the audacity to take 2 straight weeks off. No, he did. Unless Peter with his paternity leave, or Michael when he had the summer of K. People taking back-to-back weeks. The audacity, really.
Well, and then
unmitigated.
It's that's the thing. It's not just gall. It's unmitigated gall.
Unmitigated gall.
Wait, so he gets back, and then you're gone that same week?
Yes.
And then I'm gone the following week.
But you know what? I'm not going to apologize for that. That's the summer.
Why would you apologize?
I'm just saying that, we're not whole for months at a time in the summer. That's what the summer's for, that we are able to take our vacations, and we're not all leaving at the same time, so you get some combination of the 3 of us all summer.
I mean, and a lot of people think the Wolfpack's one of the great things to ever happen in sports radio.
Nobody's complaining.
So I'm happy to be here with you.
We're going to get into some football. We appreciate everybody joining us on the app and on YouTube. We'll be joined by 880 as soon as the Met game is over. Yankees and Mets both playing afternoon games. The Yankees are down 3-0 to the Pirates. Cole pitched well, but the Yankees not hitting, although they got a threat in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Ooh. And the New York Mets are finishing up their series in Milwaukee, the rubber game of the 3-game set. The Mets are losing 3-1. That's in the top of the 3rd. And something to keep an eye on, Red Sox are up 6-2 on the Orioles in the top of the 6th. They're looking for their 15th consecutive win, which would tie a franchise record. It goes back to 1946. So interesting stuff happening in baseball. We'll get to all of it a little bit later on. But, you mentioned Goodfellas, and you know how this show goes. You never know what's going to pop into my head. I feel people try too hard when they say Casino's better. You hear that a lot. Well, let's be honest. Nobody wants to say anything, but Goodfellas is good, but Casino's a better movie. No, it's not. Stop it.
It's really good, though.
It's very good. But I think you're trying to be that guy when you say Casino's better than Goodfellas. Goodfellas is the gold standard. I mean, the gold standard's The Godfather, but of the more modern, into the late 80s, early 90s, when we saw, there was a 10-year period where you just had Donnie Brasco comes out, Bronx Tale, you just got to flood them. In that era, Goodfellas is the gold standard.
But can I ask you one more question, though?
Yes.
With respect to The Godfather, because of how long and at times slow it can be, even if you consider it to be a greater classic, You would rather watch Goodfellas than The Godfather.
Well,
no?
it's a different experience in the sense The Godfather's a better movie, and I don't find The Godfather to be slow at part. I think it is a very long movie, but it's well acted. The story is very compelling.
Oh, and the Yankees have more than threatened.
Yeah,
A 3-run Ben Rice homer to tie things up against the elite of the National League, the Pittsburgh Pirates.
So
you do think, okay, you enjoy watching Godfather.
No, listen, whenever it's on, I find myself getting sucked in. But Goodfellas is just, it's such a different experience because so much is happening. Listen, it's not as long, but it's a long movie too. It's 2+ hours. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of ultra violence, things that kind of keep your attention. But to me, of those modern-ish type of gangster movies, it's the gold standard beyond The Godfather.
Fair.
So, but I think people, because Casino came out, it's that guy opinion. Like, I'm just going to be different, and I'm going to tell you the Casino's not bad. Casino's outstanding, but it's not Goodfellas because of that moment you just mentioned, the joke. Like, you don't have to remind anybody. I knew it as soon as you said it.
Yeah.
You didn't even give that much detail. You said the joke in Goodfellas, and that's it.
Yeah.
It wasn't confused with, what, do you think I'm funny? What, do I amuse you? Am I a clown?
No.
You knew exactly we're talking about Scorsese's mom,
yeah.
which is
awesome little Easter egg.
Exactly. And she's in everything. She's in Casino, too. Getting mad at the guy for swearing at the Kansas City
in the
deli.
shop. Yeah.
It's like, she keeps getting like, huh?
So good.
No, it's terrific, but it's not Goodfellas. Would you at least admit that? It's great. It's close.
It's
but if you're saying that, you're being that guy.
The only thing I would disagree with you on is I think there are people who could say it and mean it. I don't think you I think here's the thing. Goodfellas was so lauded at the time. I think nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Casino was lauded, but not in the same way. So I think when people then watch Casino again later in life, they go, man,
well, that happened
Casino,
to me.
Casino's almost as good as Goodfellas. Maybe better.
Well, that happened to me because when I first saw it, I was biased. Scorsese's not trying anymore. He's just trying to do Goodfellas. He's trying to steal off of the success of Goodfellas by putting the same guys in. All right, it's in Vegas instead of New York, but it's basically the same thing.
Right.
So when I first saw it, I wouldn't say I didn't like it, but I'm like, come on, stop it. It's not Goodfellas. But then it's exceptionally rewatchable.
Oh, yeah, exceptional.
But I do think you're taking it the one step further. The first part of what you said, it's almost as good as Goodfellas. But then the second part, well, it's better. No, now you went too far.
Now it's a bridge too far.
Now it's a bridge too far.
Does this relate to your list in any way?
No.
Wow.
I got the list coming up at 4:30. Sports related, I'm also toying with a second music list because it's that kind of day. We got Full Frontal today.
Here's the part.
What's the matter, compadre? Don't you talk? Don't you say anything? He says, what am I going to say? That my wife 2 times me? So she says to him, shut up, you're always talking.
Classic. Just classic. All right, continue. I'm sorry.
So we talked a lot about it yesterday, and I think it's a good jumping off point with the 2 baseball teams playing right now. We're getting closer and closer to football. Giants, opening up, bringing some guys in, and John Harbaugh actually had his opening speech to the Giants, and some of it is leaked out.
Welcome, man. Good to see everybody here. You excited?
Yes, sir. Yeah, very.
A little nervous?
Nope.
Huh? A little nervous? A little nervous, man. Nervous? Excited nervous, Nervous like you're full of game almost, man. Give this thing kick off. I'm standing up here in front of the New York Giants. The New York Giants. This is a New York Giants sitting in this room. The New York Giants. Wow. It's an honor. It's an honor to stand in front of this room right now.
It's 2 things struck me when I heard it. He is a little corny.
Yeah.
All right. And that's fine.
Not a bad way.
And again, I'm biased. I'm a Giant fan. Now, you're not a Giant fan. Jacob's not a Giant fan. Anthony is. But I've got half the room not Giant fans. And one of them you could actually hate because it's a rival. Because you're a Commanders fan.
Sure.
You hate the Eagles and Cowboys more, but you got no love for the Giants. For all the embarrassment, for all that they've been through recently, they're still the New York Giants.
You bet your
That's
ass.
still something. And it's got to make you proud that hey, no matter how embarrassing it gets, there's still enough of a history there. They're the New York Giants. And the other thing about the Giants, and tell me I'm wrong, they've been embarrassing before. You know, in my lifetime, I fell in love with a team that were an embarrassment in the mid-'70s. And then they kind of figured it out in the 80s, won a Super Bowl, perennial playoff team. Then after they won in 90, they bottomed out with Ray Hanley, went through a lot of difficult times in the 90s, majority of the 90s. Dave Brown, Kent Graham, Danny Cannell, couldn't figure it out. And then they bring in Jim Fossil and they go to a Super Bowl. They bring in Tom Coughlin and they win 2 Super Bowls. And then they become embarrassing again. The Giants do, on occasion, figure it out. They will go through their embarrassing times where you're humiliated to be a fan of the team, but at least you know at some point, might take a decade, but at some point, we're going to get back to some greatness and be relevant again, only to then fall back off and be embarrassing again. And because it's been a while, and because John Harbaugh's come here and he's got a ring, and he's just coming off having success in Baltimore, building a perennial playoff team with the Ravens, the feeling seems to be that they are now on the verge of getting it all back.
It's what everyone's feeling. People have that feeling. Again, I don't, but people do.
Now, you say you don't. In the immediate, or you don't think the whole thing's going to work?
I just think it's I want to be clear because I don't need the Tessas of the world to like be screaming in my face. I'm not making some guarantee. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Harbaugh. I'm not sure about Dart. I'm not sure about the whole thing. I like the decision making, and I generally, I mean, to make this move, I think Harbaugh was a smart play.
Yeah, of course.
And
it was the only play.
It was the only play. And I generally trust the Giants to eventually get it right because they always do. But I'm not as like feeling it as some people are.
And you're not feeling it because, and I want to put words in your mouth, but you've said them.
You put anything in my mouth you want.
That you're not ready to anoint Dart the guy. Because as good as John Harbaugh is, and the Giants do figure it out, it doesn't automatically mean that Dart's going to be the guy.
That's right.
They thought Dave Brown was going to be the guy when they picked him in the supplemental draft. They thought Danny Cannell was going to be the guy when they drafted him in the first round. Danny Cannell got him a 10-win season, got him to the playoffs, but never any farther. So it's not automatic, but the Giant crowd like me, who says they always seem to figure it out, well, you know what? I'm going to then bet with John Harbaugh and the fact that the Giants figured out that Dart will be that guy. Because that's part of the process. When you're talking about losing teams, like what the Jets have gone through, what the Browns have gotten through, the fair way to bet is the quarterback they got's not going to work. Because the quarterback never works. They can never figure it out. So why not bet that way? But does the Giants' history make you say, even though I'm a little dubious on Dart, because it's Harbaugh, because the Giants do figure it out, this feels like Dart will end up being the guy? But why isn't that a fair way to bet for you when history tells you that this is kind of when they start to figure it out, and the only way they're going to figure it out is if Dart's the guy?
Maybe it's the fact that Dart feels so unfamiliar to me stylistically for the kind of quarterbacks they usually figure it out with.
But
personality-wise, style of play-wise.
Well, see, I'm glad you got to that point because we did talk about this a little bit this week. But Gary Myers is going to join us coming up at 3:30. And his Saturday show is going to be back this football season, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
Bet your ace.
But he had a chance to talk to John Harbaugh. Now, we played the cuts from Harbaugh not seeming to care about Scadaboo's backflip. Just kind of made fun that he didn't land on it. And then he made comments about Dart jumping off the boat. Now, he didn't do a backflip off the boat, but he was throwing the ball around. And this is from Gary Myers, and Gary's going to join us coming up at the bottom of the hour. And this is Harbaugh to Gary Myers. He throws the ball off a yacht to a jet ski. Am I supposed to get mad about that? I'm just happy he completed it, to be honest with you. It's just water, jumps into the water. So he should be all right if he can swim. I guess he can swim. I'm not worried about things that aren't too important. And so I think, Peter, we've got to get I mean, you're a lot younger than me, but you're not a young.
I'm not a spring
47 in mere moments.
Literally in 8.5 hours.
Right. So today is your birthday.
No.
You said 8.5 hours.
8 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh, but what time were you born? So tomorrow's your birthday.
That's right.
All right. Well, I'll save the birthday for tomorrow.
I'll be waiting.
So you're 47 years old.
Sure.
And to a lot of
like
people,
but it's
like,
what it is.
you know, especially our two people that get us on the air every day in Jacob and Anthony, they can look at you as an elder statesman.
Yeah, an elderly.
You're not 58, but you're a lot closer to me than you are to Anthony. Is that we got to get off that, man. Maybe great quarterbacks nowadays jump off of boats. Maybe great running backs do backflips. All right? Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback in the history of football, is now wrestling.
Well, not yet, but he might.
Peter, we got to get off it. I'm not telling you how to think because I don't think you're that off being dubious about Dart, but judging him by his sunglasses, judging him by the decision to introduce the president, judging him by jumping off a boat, I don't think it's fair to then just extrapolate it out. He's not going to work out. That's the way our quarterbacks, when we grew up, you know, Joe Theismann was considered he was outspoken, he was a rebel, but he wasn't jumping off of boats, he wasn't doing backflips, he wasn't, dressing like a yo-yo. He was just a little outspoken, and even that was like, oh this Theismann guy, I don't know. Remember Sports Illustrated with the Band-Aid over his mouth? Or, because he
talked too much.
He talked too much.
By the way, he does talk a lot.
And he parlayed that into being a tremendous color analyst for Sunday Night Football.
You're always talking.
Right?
It fits today.
But maybe we have to, moving forward, Peter, for the rest of the time that we're on this spinning orb, that how we judged quarterbacks back in the past, and Eli always doing the right thing, and Peyton always doing the right thing, and Brady, and Marino, and like that, we kind of felt like our quarterback was our leader. Our quarterback never said the wrong thing. Our quarterback never did the wrong thing, and if they did, it was all going to fall apart. Maybe that's not the way it is anymore. And I think as much as I don't like it, maybe John Harbaugh is right. Listen, embrace it. This is what the modern-day athlete is. They're going to goof around. They're going to be young. They're going to be stupid. They're going to think about themselves for a second. Doesn't mean you can't be a great leader. Doesn't mean you can't command a huddle. That'll be thrown back at him if Dart doesn't work out. Well, he was more concerned about his sunglasses and jumping off a boat than playing football. But there is also the possibility that this is kind of what the modern-day athlete can do. They can juggle different things. They can be somebody else besides just a stuffy old football player.
Fair.
Is it possible?
Yeah, it is. But also, that's not the only reason I don't quite feel it with Dart.
Well,
there's the football part too. I'm not completely sold on the football player again, and the reason and the number one mic drop argument I have for that is that if I'm not completely sold yet on the quarterback who I named my daughter after in Washington, who took the team to a championship game, how could I be completely sold on the kid last year who essentially did nothing? I couldn't be. But I'm not sold on Daniels because obviously I love him. I have high expectations, but he did it for 1 year, and then he spent a lot of the next year hurt. So I'll find out this year. So I'm supposed to know after 12, we'll be looking at 12 games? I don't know.
But you could, again, I'm not telling you how to think or what to do, but I'm just saying I think what we saw was he is moving in the right direction. The last time the Giants had a franchise quarterback, we weren't sure he was going to make the season without dying. Right? So when you saw Jaden Daniels in his rookie year was spectacular. And now injuries. Now, if you want to tell me I'm concerned about Dart because he seems a little poor decision-making, diving headfirst for first downs, that he doesn't seem to want to be able to protect his body, that's a different story. But as far as his ability to throw complete passes for yards, for touchdowns, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in 12 games, that's really good for a rookie. So you extrapolate that out, he could be on his way to being a 30-10 guy.
He could.
If he's throwing for 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, Giants are going to the playoffs.
Well, yeah, it's a big. You took a leap there, but yeah.
But
sure.
I'm saying, but in his rookie year, there's no reason to then believe that in a couple of years. That's why I am not on the Giants playoffs this year. I'd love to see it, but that's not how I'm rooting. That's not how I'm going to decide whether this is a successful season or not. I want to see them back on the rails, like I said. I'd like to see more than 4 or 5 wins, but to sit there, playoffs or bust, that's ridiculous. Let's keep him on the field. Let's see if he grows. But I think there's enough there in the rookie season to say, I think this kid's going to be good.
And that's fair.
But I do think there are a lot of people that are like you. I don't know. The kid just seems like he's just wacky.
Well,
and I think that's okay.
Or he hasn't shown me enough yet. You're allowed to feel that way too.
Well, of course he hasn't shown you enough.
Right. It's impossible that he could.
But what he has shown you is, hey, I want to see more. This is good. And then I circle back to, because the Giants always seem to figure it out. And not only is John Harbaugh here, Peter, he seems to be excited to be here. And part of that is probably because, hey, I got myself a quarterback. I mean, John Harbaugh wasn't going to, maybe he wouldn't have taken a job this year if the Giant job fell through. He would have landed someplace within the next couple of years. He didn't just pick the Giants job because of the money. I'm sure he picked it because, hey, it's the Giants, and I think they got a quarterback. I think they got a core that we can build around here.
I just, if we look at the quarterbacks over the lot, what you're saying is not incorrect. He showed us some nice stuff. Don, what's the recent, and I don't agree with this, but let's be factual. What's the recent conversation about C.J. Stroud been?
A major drop-off that maybe that rookie year was a fluke.
His major drop-off landed him in 2025 with a completion percentage of 65 and 19 touchdowns and 8 picks. That's after the drop-off. Year 1, when C.J. Stroud was thought of as really good, but people weren't running out and putting him in the Hall of Fame. He threw for over 4,000 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. There's levels to this. My point is, and Anthony, tell me if you think I'm speaking out of school because you're a Giants fan. What Jackson Dart did last year was cool enough for people to go, nice, let's see what's there. But if we were to look back at the last several year span of impressive rookie quarterback outings, I don't think we would have Jackson Dart's year high on the list. Do you disagree with that, Anthony?
Well, that's why I think it just depends on how you're defining it, because the definition for me was, do we need to draft a quarterback because we're going to be bad again this year? And to me, the answer to that question was no.
No. Well, okay,
so
that's a low bar. But
no, not from some teams.
You're fair.
So that's a box check for me.
He 100% checked the box of we should see what's here.
So
Agree.
Do I think that it was slightly more than that? Yes. Am I saying that he's going to be the quarterback for the next 15 years? I hope so, but I'm not saying it right away.
But to answering my question, if we were to look at the guys who are currently starters in the league who had an impressive rookie year.
No, it was a good year, not a great year.
Dart's not going to be at the top of that list of years.
Correct.
He's not. It was at a list. It was a year where you go, oh, cool, I want to see what else there is. See if he. Can you guys imagine? Think about how Jackson Dart's been talked about in this market. If Jackson Dart had thrown for over 4,000 yards with 23 touchdowns and 5 picks, took the Texans to the playoffs. If Jackson Dart had done that, Don, they would have. How many? You mentioned the billboards with the advertisements on them on the Jersey Turnpike. They might have renamed the Turnpike.
Oh, sure. But Stroud's a top pick. The Giants had to trade back in and pick 25 to take.
Right.
So
not the same. Shouldn't have the same expectation.
So Jackson Dart wasn't Eli Manning, wasn't Peyton Manning.
No,
he wasn't even Patrick Mahomes. He was. When you take a quarterback at 25, even trading back into the draft for him, I'm not going to say he's a project, but you're not expecting much in that first year if he plays at all.
Correct.
We weren't even sure he was going to play.
Mm-hmm.
And not only does he play, he plays well. So there's a lot there.
You also didn't know
you're talking to somebody who doesn't expect them to go to the playoffs. So I'm more with you than against you.
And by the way, I am not going to sit here and be in complete shock, even though I know everyone will wag their finger in my face. If he has a really good year and they exceed expectations, they go 9-8, and he really shows like a next step, I won't be in complete shock by that either. All I thought was that people moved really quickly. That's all.
Oh, it's 100% fair. You're being fair. You're being logical.
I'm trying.
And I think I'm being logical more on the positive side. But if you believe this team's going to win 10 games, Adam Schefter, if everybody stays healthy, they could win 10 games.
I don't.
No, I think I just want to see it back on the rails. I want to see him progress. I want to be able to see him protect himself, stay healthy. I want to see Scadaboo stay healthy. I want to see at least Neighbors sometime before October. And then let's see. But let's not get crazy. But at the same time,
let's get nuts.
But also, let's not be like, oh, whatever. I'll see it when I believe it. I think there's more to it than that. Gary Myers is going to join us, get his thoughts on his conversation with Harbaugh, his conversation with the Giants as they get ready for camp to open. We'll have a list coming up at 4:30. We've got ENN at 6. Full frontal again today with you till 7 o'clock. App and YouTube only until the Mets are over, and then we'll be back on 880. So plan accordingly. Just getting started. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, and I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid, bite back.
At D'Agostino & Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
It's summertime, so why are you still living with pain? If you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or nerve pain, don't wait any longer. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at Soundwell Pain. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no long recovery, no relying on pain medication. Just non-surgical image-guided treatments that help you get your life back. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, and most major insurances are accepted. Help is close. Go to SoundwellPain.com. Feel better this summer, not someday.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. The Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
Tricon Construction is growing across New Jersey, delivering larger, more complex commercial projects with the precision today's developers expect. Because when the timelines, capital, and reputation are all on the line, you need more than a contractor. You need a true construction partner. Tricon brings experienced leadership, disciplined project management, and a team built around accountability and execution. From planning to completion, they build with purpose, professionalism, and pride. For serious commercial projects, build with Tricon. Visit triconbuilds.com. That's triconbuilds.com.
Hi, thanks for calling Uline.
Wait, did the phone even ring?
Nope.
Okay, so you answered before the ring. But now you're going to put me on hold, right?
We don't do that here. We're real people answering the phone, ready to help with your order when you are.
Uline has thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline. We warehouse for you.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Hey there, guys. Good afternoon. Yanks split admission doubleheader in the Bronx. First game just about to wrap up over at the stadium. Deegan northbound, already a packed ride heading over to the Cross Bronx in the outbound George. Solid pockets of slowdowns there from the Triborough and the Bruckner. Inbound George, stick with the lower deck if you can. That's about a 20 to 30 minute ride. Upper level going to run you about an hour from 80, 95, and 46. A bit better from the Route 4 approach. We had a couple of earlier issues on the Cross Bronx eastbound. Outbound, Lincoln, your best bet at 15 to 20. Outbound northbound Hahn already 30 to 40. Just a packed ride on the LA eastbound getting through Queens. Bumper to bumper between the BQE and Cross Island. After that, just a little bit sluggish eastbound heading over to Jericho Turnpike in Nassau County. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you here on a Wednesday. Hopefully everybody's having a good time watching the Mets and the Yankees. Yankees are tied at 3 as the Pirates bat in the top half of the 8th inning. The Mets are down 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning in Milwaukee. But we're talking football. We're talking John Harbaugh. We're talking Dart. We're talking Cam.
Oh, yeah.
And we're talking to one of the best in the business, Gary Myers. You can catch his show once football starts on Saturdays, noon to 3. The Saturday Huddle. Gary Myers, Don LaGreca, Peter Rosenberg. Alan's on vacation. How are you, sir?
What's going on today, fellas?
Hey,
We're
buddy.
talking football, man. It's time, right? It's knocking on the door. Camps are starting to open, and huge seasons for both the Jets and the Giants. And John Harbaugh is somebody that we're just getting introduced to. We knew who he was, but now we get to see him here every single day. And I know you've known him for all those years in Baltimore, but getting a little closer to him, I know you had a nice, sit down with him. What are your early impressions of the new Giants coach?
Yeah, I've known John through the years. I can't say I knew him, really well, but certainly we had interactions. And I'm doing a book. I don't know if you guys know about this. It's called Saving Big Blue. It's going to be about Harbaugh's first season with the Giants, and he's agreed to cooperate with me. We're not doing this as a collaboration, but I'm just going to meet with him at several points. During the season, and we've kind of wrapped up our off-season get-togethers. We had a couple of them. And so when I was talking to him a couple of weeks ago about, or actually it was last week, about Jackson Dart jumping off the boat, I was really curious to see what his reaction would be, because I think that tells us a lot about how he's going to handle, if you want to call it adversity, during the course of the season. And he was just really calm about it, saying that he learned as a young coach not to overreact to things, not to take everything personally as a reflection of his program. And he just said, it was a really nice pass, and he figured he knew how to swim. That's why he was jumping off the top deck of the boat, and he was okay with it. He said, as long as he's 100% into football, which he says that he is, then he's fine. He knows he's a young kid who's in the spotlight. But I really have to believe that we'll learn more about Harbaugh during the course of the season on every front, including if there's an indication from Dart or Scadaboo or any of these young guys that their focus is that they're being distracted, from all the different things that they can be offered in New York.
I sort of felt slightly different about his Scadaboo answer than his Dart answer, only on account of because of the Scadaboo injury. And in the nature of what he did, I did find that to be actually just more stupid, Gary, than what Jackson did.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right? Yeah, I think it was pretty clear. He actually could have been hurt doing that potentially. Mm-hmm. And it did seem like Harbaugh's approach was the same. I'm not making a big thing here. And in the statement he gave to you, he made that clear. I'm not doing that. But do you think over time that could change? Or do you think that's just initially sort of the impression he wants to give to get things started here on the right note?
Well, I think, and Peter, that's a really good question because we'll find out as we go along how he handles these things. But, just from his comments on Scadaboo and Dart, at least publicly, he's not creating any friction with the players, which is important. But I think when he gets to see them for the first time in West Virginia next week, he's going to sit down with Scadaboo and go, man, what the hell were you doing? What were you thinking? Doing a backflip. It wasn't like on turf or grass where you can maybe expect a solid landing. Is it Fanatics Fest? I'm not sure if it was carpet down or what, but he slipped, which is not, it didn't surprise me that something like that could happen. And so that was just plain stupid. I think Scadaboo's mindset has to change if he wants to have a career that lasts more than 2 years in the league. He wants to run like Derrick Henry, but he's not Derrick Henry. He's not, built like that. But that's the way he approaches the game. And I think, along with Dart, we've talked about this so many times, Dart has to protect himself better, realizing that 2 yards is not worth giving up 2 games if he's going to get hurt doing it. So I really think that although publicly, John is not criticizing either player, I think the first time he sees them, if not even before they get together in West Virginia next week, he's going to have a conversation with both of them and said, listen, I'm protecting you publicly, but you guys got to get your act together on what you're going to be doing and not put me in this position.
But what's fascinating to me, Gary? I have the same assumption you do, but maybe that's not the way things are anymore. You see more and more athletes be like this than not like this. We all grew up watching our quarterbacks be like Johnny Unitas and be like Peyton Manning and be like Tom Brady. We're not used to guys jumping off of boats or running backs doing backflips, and that was always a sign of immaturity. But I'm just wondering now with the modern-day athlete, is this something we have to accept? And maybe John Harbaugh is being more accepting of it because he doesn't want to have a poor relationship with these guys the way he did with some of the guys in Baltimore, like his quarterback, Lamar Jackson. Yeah. That maybe this is how the modern-day football player is, and you have to adjust to it. So maybe there won't be a conversation. Maybe he has to bite his tongue here because in order to make it work and in order to make these relationships blossom, he has to kind of take that tact.
Well, Don, I think that's going to be an individual situation that he's going to have to make a judgment on what kind of personality is he dealing with. And I think he has a really good relationship with Dart. And Dart was one of the reasons that he wanted to take this job. I don't think he's got to, walk on eggshells around Dart to say, listen, man, you want to be a quarterback in this league. You want to be a quarterback of the Giants for the next 12 years. You got to smarten up a little bit on some of the things that you pick and choose to do that could be dangerous physically. It's another situation, the Trump situation was totally different. That he had to be concerned more about what are the repercussions going to be in the locker room. But jumping off a boat, like I mentioned in the tweet, it wasn't a rowboat.
Right.
I don't know how many feet it was, but it looked like, I don't think I would do that. I'm not a great swimmer, so I wouldn't do that. But regardless, you don't want to see your quarterback 3 weeks before training camp doing that. That's why there's clauses in a lot of these contracts about what the do's and don'ts on what these guys are allowed to do. You can't ski, you can't water ski, you can't, do this or that. That's going to put you in a position where you could be, jeopardizing your career in some way. You go way back. Jim Lonborg, if you remember, the late 60s Red Sox, you guys are probably too young to remember this.
I know the name. I was too young to see him, yeah.
Yeah, Jim Lonborg was the best pitcher on the Red Sox, and I believe that maybe the year after they made the World Series or 2 years after, he broke his leg skiing, and it was very detrimental to his career. So there's, it's not like you're overreacting by telling your, potential franchise quarterback, I don't think it's a great idea to jump off the top of a boat. You want to throw a football to your buddy in the water? Okay, fine. That was a great pass. It was a beautiful throw, right on the money, and whoever made the catch made a great catch, but he didn't necessarily have to celebrate by then, running around the top of the boat looking for a place to jump off and diving into the water. I know there are other people. I know this for sure. There are other people in the organization that video of Dart made them nervous, and they want somebody, and most likely to be the head coach, if not, one of the position coaches, to say something to Dart. The Scadaboo thing, it goes without saying that was just plain dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know what the guy is thinking. Maybe he doesn't want to have a long career. I don't know. But some of the things, he did the same thing at that softball game a couple of months ago. Maybe he just thinks he's indestructible. And if he thinks that way, he should just go back and look at the tape of what happened in
Exactly.
Philadelphia. Not his fault.
No.
But it proved he wasn't indestructible.
No, exactly, Gary. And you know, my issue with Cam is that you mentioned Derrick Henry earlier. And there's 50,000 reasons why he's not Derrick Henry, right? And he's never going to be. And as great as he was last year, the celebrity of Cam Skattebo does not match the talent that is in his body. Like for him to be, I believe, and you could tell me if you think I'm wrong, for him to contribute to this team the way he did last year and be able to do it meaningfully over years, he's really going to need all of his physical capabilities. He cannot be a diminished guy. You know, he is not Paul George or Grant Hill, and even a diminished version is still an all-star. I don't think that's who Cam Skattebo is. I think he needs to be really pretty intact to be able to give you the physical force that he brings to this team.
Yeah, and Peter, I think that's one of the reasons that they were looking, and they seriously considered if he was still on the board, was drafting Jeremiah Love at number 5. Now, he was gone before they could have drafted, and they might have taken Reese anyhow over him, but they had those Reese and Love were the 2 top players on their board. I think they realized that Skattebo is not, a number 1 running back, and he's best used in situational moments, whether it's a third down because he catches the ball pretty well, or it's, 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 because he can run somebody over. I don't think he's an every down back. And now when he was last year, he played really well, but then we saw what happened. He just seems to, this guy doesn't believe in concussions. And I don't know if he has a death wish as far as his NFL career is concerned, or he's just, I don't want to say he's not a smart guy because I don't know him enough to say that, but hopefully he learned something by what happened his rookie year. And when somebody does sit down and talk to him about what he did last week at Fanatics Fest, you have to think at some point it's going to get through. And maybe now that they'll be back in a football environment and having those 2 weeks in West Virginia where it's going to be all football and they're all around each other for a couple of weeks, maybe some of his teammates will tell him, hey, man, we need you. You can't be doing that stuff. You'd like to think that would happen.
Gary Morris has a show on Saturday starting September 5th, noon to 3.
You don't know.
The Saturday Huddle. I do know. It's always great to talk football with Gary. Before you let go, what are your win total expectations for this team in 26?
Well, I've used a comparison, although I'm not going to say this is going to happen by any means. But 2 years ago, the Patriots were 4-13, and they brought in a veteran coach in Mike Vrabel, who then took over a team with a second-year quarterback in Drake May. Last year, the Giants were 4-13. They hired a veteran coach who's a lot more accomplished than Mike Vrabel. In fact, John Harbaugh is the most accomplished coach the Giants have ever hired because he's the only coach they've ever hired that comes with a Super Bowl ring. And he takes over a second-year quarterback with his high expectations. I'm not saying the Giants get into the Super Bowl. I'm certainly not saying that. But what I am saying is I think they can be a quick turnaround. And by that, I mean, in December, the Giants could be contending for one of the 3 wild card spots, if not the division title, just depending on what we see in Dallas and Philadelphia this season. But I do think they can get to 7 or 8 victories. And I would not be shocked if they got to 9 or 10. If things break right. If they don't lose those games in the fourth quarter they were losing last year. So, we know the NFL is built for quick turnarounds. I think the Giants have a good, solid start to that. I think they need at least another draft and another round of free agency to fill, some holes. And a lot will also depend on Malik Neighbors. When are they getting him back, and what kind of production can they get from him? Will it be the Neighbors from his rookie year, or will it take a year for him to get over this ACL injury that required, a second surgery, and obviously was a lot more serious than we had imagined at first. But I do think Harbaugh himself is worth a bunch of victories, and I know he's completely changed the outlook in the building. I've spoken to people there recently, and they say the atmosphere is just totally different. There's a feeling of excitement there. and anticipation of what's going to happen this year.
The Saturday Huddle, noon to 3 during the football season, premieres on September 5th. Gary, it's always a pleasure, man. Good luck with the show, and hopefully we'll talk to you before it starts.
Thanks, Gary.
Thanks, Donnie and Pete, and I'll see you guys soon.
Later, man.
That's Gary Myers. He's going to have a book about the Giants' first season.
That's pretty cool.
So you know he's rooting for wins. You don't want to have a book about a team that underachieved.
By the way, or the opposite.
No, but even it's
1-16 or 10-7. But here's what he does. What you don't want 8-9. You know,
right.
you want a story.
Well, listen, 8-9 would still double their win total.
So
and
I guess that's still good enough.
Listen, whether it is good, bad, and different, he's going to make it great because he's a tremendous author. Gary does a great job, and that's really cool.
I want to say on the other side, he included a little tidbit there at the end that immediately impacted me when I think about how John Harbaugh could affect this team.
Awesome. We'll have that coming up. We've got the list at 4:30, ENN at 6. Take you right up till 7 o'clock. Full frontal today. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on a Wednesday. ESPN New York.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Giants start out the season 0-3, forget it.
What's going to happen to 65 or sooner?
We'll kill it.
It's a little adversity. You have a 5-year plan that after 3 weeks you're going to punt on.
Yeah, I can't handle 0-3 again.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan. 70 or sooner.
But that's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. No, how could it?
No, it's not going to.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now, or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See them in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
The Yankees, there should be no discussion about what the plan here should be. Just sitting and waiting on Aaron Judge, and I'm going to let his health dictate what I'm doing for the rest of the year. Nope. Take a lesson from the Knicks. They ended up in a position where you felt like in the playoffs, well, if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? For the Yankees, it's right there for the taking.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. Get a free oil filter and more during the Celebrate Free event at AutoZone, now through July 27th. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Empower.
After wanting one for years, Kevin is finally enjoying his new hot tub.
This is the life.
He worked with Empower to help him get good at money, so now he can be a little bad.
Oh, no, not my phone.
Oh, Kevin. Kevin's phone may be in hot water, but his finances aren't. Invest well, live a little. Start today at Empower.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000. Use code CLEAR to borrow up to $10,000.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Significance of this song, Jacob.
Just the dumbness going around.
No, this is it a cover of Nirvana? Sorry.
This is Nirvana. No, this is, it's Nirvana.
You
and
said Alice in Chains.
I don't know why I did.
Are you okay?
No.
This could be the end.
But I remember when I worked at Sports Phone, there was a guy, and I lost touch with him over the last year, but we still exchange text messages every once in a while. Big Cowboy fan, John Sapio. So when I was working at Sports Phone, I'd sing this. My name's John Sapio. My name's John Sapio.
By the way, I think Nirvana should be more, Anthony, I think Don should maybe consider more Nirvana. I'm thinking if we do like a big, Thanksgiving show, Don, where everyone's celebrating, you could perform Rape Me by Nirvana. Or maybe, let me look at the list of most.
Yeah, I took care of it, Don. Don't worry.
No, it's a real song.
Yeah, but in the
I don't think you could say it.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, really?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, now we do, and we've all learned.
Yeah, now we've learned.
YouTube got the enjoyment.
All right, how about negative
I'm
creep?
the only one.
Well, we've lost Don singing forever because you guys had to be mean to him while he was gone.
Yeah, because now you got to poke fun.
And see, you think it's helping, Jacob. They think it's helping. You see.
That should make you want to sing more. Do you hear how perfectly in key that is?
Well, no, but we're done. Because we violated what the show is supposed to be about. The fact that we're brutally honest with each other and everything for good radio. And I came down there, and if it was that bad and that inappropriate and it didn't make sense, then both of you should have jumped me and honored the show. And you were like, that's the best you did. And then Alan's coming up with like fake tweets about, the reaction's great. You're both pieces of garbage, honestly.
I meant what I said.
Alan, lot more than you.
Thank you. I meant what I said.
Honestly, I don't know how I'm going to be able to maintain a relationship moving forward. I will, because the show's important.
And you're
There's
not
a lot
like
of big things on the horizon.
Soto. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we like each other, but I can't trust the guy.
Right, I get it.
You're not dapping up before the show starts?
Right.
No, but the point is,
which is what we do every day.
The point is
Let's
that
be good.
There's a closeness that I have. Like, I feel like working here, going on 25 years, that it's a family. We spend a lot of time together, and we've gone to each other's weddings.
Sure.
We've gone to bar mitzvahs.
Yeah.
No, honestly. And part of the reason that you develop trust is to know that the person next to you is going to be brutally honest. For all the times that it drove me nuts, I knew Michael was honest when he's like, a bit pitchy. It was performative.
Sure.
But he definitely doesn't think I sing well.
No, he meant he thinks you're talentless. But he meant it, and he told you the truth.
And this show, when something's mispronounced, it becomes a drop.
Sure.
We hold each other accountable for every mistake.
We hold these
and every
truths
bad
to be
statement.
self-evident.
That all men are created equal. Not to Alan.
No.
I'm going to treat Don like a insecure peasant, and lie about like social media tweets about how I performed. Now Peter, and I'll trust him because he's never lied to me.
Thank you.
Said that in the moment he thought I did well.
No, I still think the performance was good. In retrospect, I realized what a weird song it was.
You know what?
At a happy
In
event.
retrospect, I nailed it.
See?
Because of the 17 people dehydrated and passing out. You know what? That was the exact song we should have had in 104-degree weather with a third of the people we usually have there. And the people that were there were hallucinating, thinking that 4 ducks were on the stage singing a song. Because they had no idea where they were because you could have fried an egg on their head. You know what? It was the exact right song to play. So at least Peter can adjust accordingly. Alan flat out lied to my face.
Yeah.
Friends don't do that.
No. That's the part I don't like. It's the lie.
Really. So now he thinks I'm a liar. Because I've always said, hey, one of two things are going to happen. I'm going to nail the song and actually get people excited, or I'm going to embarrass myself, and that's good too, because we'll have fun. And apparently, to Alan, I embarrassed myself. Oh, we got to worry about Don Ziegel, man. He's going to feel bad, so I'm going to lie. Excuse yourself. Go to the bathroom if you can't. If you can't just say, "All right, good job," or if you can't stand up there and say, "You know what? I think you did it terrible." Baby. But it's like, oh, I'm on Instagram. Hey, I got people are saying you did a great job.
Even Don's own wife just texted cringe because she loves you.
Think about how that whole thing went down.
Right.
So now I'm riding a high of, wow, everybody thinks I did a great job, even though I knew I didn't. But I figure these guys never lie to me. These guys always tell me the truth. This is the place where I can get sheer honesty. Both of them compliment me.
Yep.
So that I look at my phone, another person that I trust, my wife, cringe. So I'm like, well, what? And then Peter actually said, you know, I don't know if I'd be able to handle that.
I did.
Said that to me.
I said, that's tough. I don't know if I could do it.
So everything is pointing to the fact that the outlier is Nancy. The bad guy's Nancy.
Right.
No. Nancy was the perfect person to tell the truth. Cringe. Although I found out later she meant to send that to her sister. But anyway.
Oh, my God. That's even worse.
See, I thought it was about the cigars, but that's not. Now that's just sad. We lost Jacob. We had Jacob for an hour.
The point is.
Wait, she told you that?
No, actually, Jalen told. My daughter told.
Jalen said, what did she say?
Oh, Mommy meant to send that to Aunt Susan.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And hold on. So,
Jalen's got your back.
Well, Jalen's got my back, and also Jalen's got a little bit of the...
a little bit of some loose lipstick chips.
Yeah, she can't. Anthony, don't trust her with any kind of secret.
Oh, my gosh. Was Nancy upset that she completely ratted her out?
She was cool with me knowing because it was cringe. And that's what makes Nancy. That's what makes her my wife and that I love her.
Right.
Is that when it's all, when the dust finally settles.
That's right.
And everybody's done kissing your fanny.
Right.
And
it's
saying
all
you did a
said
great
and
job.
done. When
We're
it's
gonna
all
sit
said
down,
and done.
and before we go to bed, she's going to be like, you know what? You butchered that song. You're an embarrassment. And I would have said, you know what? You're right. Because that's how I felt when I left the stage. Not with these two yo-yos, and especially Alan. I will forgive Peter.
Thank you.
But that's so bad guy. You don't even know the level of bad guy. He thinks he's being a good guy.
No.
By lying. Bad guy. But you know what? Looking at where we were after 6 o'clock at the Beach Bash, we're lucky there wasn't dead bodies.
No, they should have been. The crowd should have been singing "I'm Gonna Leave You, Babe."
Yeah,
and they should have been because to save their lives.
They were excited that maybe after the song they'd go home because I'm telling everybody, you know, I'm going to leave you. All right.
So I teased something.
Yeah, and you know what? You're going to tease it again.
So on the other side, I'm going to tell you, Gary Myers just told us something about John Harbaugh.
Gary Myers.
That actually really affected me and the way I view this upcoming Giants season. I'll tell you what it is next.
And just like the New Jersey Devils, they bring intensity to the ice. Viking Pest Control brings same level of protection to your home. I know this because I use Viking in my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play, especially in the summer. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. Their local team builds a personalized game plan that actually works, and when you build pest control with mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out. Peter's Tease, the list at 6:30, ENN at 6. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. I hate Allen, ESPN New York.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
Harry Douglas here to help you ignite your taste buds with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots. Juicy cherry, citrus lime, and blue raspberry. It's that iconic freezer pop flavor, but with none of that guilty sugar aftermath. The perfect summer kick. It's delicious, portable, zero sugar energy shot bursting with flavor. Bring on the summer with Firework Freeze 5-Hour Energy Shots, available online at 5hourenergy.com and on Amazon.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one, 50% off windows and doors, and no payments, no interest for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See local showroom for details. Offer ends July 31st, 2026.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
.402 in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Allen on vacation. He'll be back in August, basically, right? He's off the rest of this week and next week.
Oh, it takes us to August. Yep. Sure.
Yeah, that sucks.
Well,
what happened to the summer?
Why? What do you mean?
July's almost over, man. I listen. The fall's great. You got football, then hockey starts back up for me, and the Devils are playing October 1st. I think Anthony, right? The Rangers are September 29th vehicle.
Yeah, they're part of the triple header.
So these are great times, but I still enjoy the summer, man. And just to know that it goes by as quick as it does.
It's the one thing as I've gotten older about time going fast, the where it hits the most is the summer. You look up at the calendar and you go, how is this possible? And Tom, by the way, that's why you end up, I know it's, it can be a testy subject because people will give you answers and then they bail. But that's why you deal with what you deal with on the softball game. Because you start getting late August, I think it hits people that they go, They hear about it way in advance, and they go, oh, August 21st. Yeah, I'll see you there. No problem.
22nd. Let's not confuse people.
Thank you. August 22nd, Sasso softball game. I'm there. And then all of a sudden, they get to early August, and you look at that calendar, and you go, what's left? And you go, oh, my God, I gotta go away. People, as an adult, your weekends of the summer disappear.
Well, then say no.
Well, but
once you say yes, no, you don't get any excuses.
No, I'm just explaining what happens. I believe. I can't. Last year, I know some very unfortunate things happened. I told you last year I couldn't go.
There are people maybe they don't even know
that
I no longer talk to. If I haven't spoken to you in a year, and you were supposed to go to the Sasso softball and didn't, I'm not talking to you because you didn't go to the Sasso softball. Say no. Say maybe. Although I'm not a big fan of maybes. But if you say yes and you're not there and you're not dead, we're done.
If you're not there and you're not dead,
well,
you might as well.
The person that I'm talking about, I don't want to call the person out because he works here. I got a yes. I got a confirmation. And then when they were late the day of, I text, "Where are you?" Never spoke.
That's very tough.
So that's weak. That's weak sauce. But this year, August 22nd, 5 o'clock, Wag Field, Hawthorne, New Jersey, where it is every year. Going on 20 years with this thing. Peter Rosenberg, Alan Hahn.
Kidding me?
Brian O'Halloran, Greg Buttle, Marty Lyons, Ken Danico, Ian O'Connor is making a return. Because Ian's the opposite of bad guy. Like, he gets mad if he doesn't get invited.
Not Ian.
Because I invited him, and then I got a text thread, and I didn't include him, and he was mad because he wanted to be a part of it. So he's going to be a part of it again. And other names are going to be mentioned later. Some people like Rick can't go. I'm not mad at Rick DiPietro. I don't ask Dave Rothenberg anymore because he doesn't like to play.
Well, he's embarrassed because he's not an athlete.
You know what? I don't know if I really want to die on this hill.
All right.
But if you're that unathletic that you can't play softball, it's almost fraudulent to be a sports fan.
It's an interesting take by you, and I don't hate it.
Like, all right, you're not born with the talent to play, but if you just can't muster the energy to play.
Not even a little bit.
Just a slow pitch softball for charity. But you're living and dying with the Giants and Mets too. You know what? Go scratch.
By the way, we're kind of bad guys, but it's not our fault.
Go ahead.
You guys mentioned that Dave wasn't himself at the Beach Bash. Don, you were away last week.
Right.
When he came back, he told us the next day he went to the hospital because he was diagnosed with diverticulosis. So he was ill. So really he was playing hurt like Rick. I'm not saying necessarily. Apology might be on the table for us, or we just say we didn't know him.
Well, I will say I'm sorry. I mean, you can only go with the information that you have, and also it's consistent with every other Beach Bash I've seen him at. So we didn't have a lot to go on, and I believe it's diverticulitis.
There's two of them.
He's got
Litis
two of them?
No. There's two types. There's itis and osis, and I believe osis is the lead-in to diverticulitis.
Oh. What does it mean?
Well,
can't eat seeds, as far as I know.
If you have like sauce, any like seeds, they get stuck, and it just makes you feel awful. It messes with your digestive system.
So it is a pain.
I know people that have had it, and when they get an attack, they're shot. Like they're really like they could function. Frank Moretti, who used to produce Rangers and Knicks, he'd have it, and if he had an attack, he wouldn't go home, but you could see he was really shot. So,
because on the surface, when you say it's an illness and you go, what does it mean? What's the downside of it? And the worst thing is, well, you can't eat seeds. It sounds like there's worse things that can happen to you.
But it just inflames your stomach to the point that it's impossible to not impossible to function is a little strong, but it doesn't make you feel.
So is it like Crohn's and colitis adjacent?
Yes, it is. I think it's in that family. So it's not so much you can't have seeds, or you can't have seeds, but if you did have a seed, because sometimes there's seeds and things you didn't know that had seeds, and you have an attack, you're going to feel like garbage. So I do apologize for criticizing the way he acted at the Beach Bash. This year, is that his excuse every other time he's been in any other social event?
So I tease something.
Yes, please.
I'm trying to balance out the fact that I've been pointing out a lot of negative potential things about the Giants. And I want to say Gary pointed out something that was an immediate positive I hadn't thought about.
Okay.
He said towards the end of our conversation, he's been talking to Harbaugh and to the Giants organization, of course, as he's preparing a book and to cover the season. He talked about the general positive energy and the charging that has sort of happened, this reset and this new charge that the organization has because of John Harbaugh's energy. And I really think I've been underselling that, what that can do. Because how do I say this respectfully, Don?
Okay.
The images that we saw, with the exception of like a couple of times when they won a big moment, like that time when he almost French kissed Jackson Dart after the game.
Right.
But by and large, Don, when you picture Dable, you pictured sort of loafing, angry face, bad energy. You did. When you heard him talk. Don, think about the audio we've played from Harbaugh since he got here. The tone, the tenor, the voice, you can't even compare him to Dable. And by the way, I'm sure Dable's a lovely man in real life, but the energy that he gave through the television, through the press conferences, through watching him on the sideline was a negative, downtrodden, not fun, not contagious vibe whatsoever. We saw it in how he treated Daniel Jones, which I thought was terrible. And it sounded like Jackson Dart soured on him, maybe because of the same thing. He's just not a fun guy to be around. And so I just want to give credit where credit is due. That is, regardless of what the X's and O's look like, it's exciting for this team to have a head coach who, Don, you pointed it out, yeah, is he a little corny? Sure. But, man, John Harbaugh is positive and fun every time you hear him talk. That means something.
No, it does mean something because John Harbaugh comes in with experience as a head coach. And people need to realize that being the head coach of a team is different than being an assistant. I believe that Dable's going to do a terrific job in Tennessee because I think he's a really good offensive coordinator. He's a good offensive mind. He will work with the quarterbacks there in Tennessee, and he'll work with Cam Ward, make him a better quarterback. He will have success there. He just wasn't a head coach because he didn't know how to deal with people. He didn't know how to deal with the press. He didn't know how to deal with the little crisis that happened during the course of a season that really distract you from doing your job, and that is being an excellent offensive coordinator, a defensive coordinator, or special teams, or whatever your specialty was when you took over as a head coach. And some guys can't do it. But I think he's going to do a good job in Tennessee because he's not going to have to worry about anything but the offense, and that's his expertise. Harbaugh, love him or hate him, had success in Baltimore. Yeah, just one Super Bowl, but it's a Super Bowl, a perennial playoff team. So now you know they've got a grown-up in the room. They've got a head coach in the room that knows what he's doing. And even if we disagree how he might be handling certain things, he comes from experience. And I'm sure he learned with the relationship with Lamar Jackson and maybe how not to have that happen with Dart. So that's what you got to feel good about. What I don't agree with, Peter, is that every game the Giants lost last year, they're now going to win because they've got a coach. And I think that's why people think they can win 8, 9, 10 games. Oh, they would have won the Denver game. They would have won the Detroit game. They would have won the Dallas game. And now that gives them X amount of wins compared to last year's 4. But John Harbaugh is a big deal. Maybe not to win a Super Bowl, but to get the team back on the right path. Instead of relying on, what's this guy going to do? You look at what the Giants and the Jets have done recently. Maybe Aaron Glenn can go from defensive coordinator to head coach. Maybe Dable can go from an offensive guy to the head coach. Maybe it could be done by Robert Saleh. You bring these guys with no experience, you're taking a guess on whether they're going to be able to take this next step. Some do, because you got to start somewhere, but some don't, Peter. Now you don't have to worry about it. For the first time, they not only have a guy that's been a head coach, but has been a successful head coach. They didn't have that with Shermer. The Jets didn't have it with Gase.
No.
He's got head coaching experience. Is it any good? But you're right, Pierre. How many wins does that translate to?
I don't know. But here's the thing, Don. You can't do an apples to apples. What is it? How many wins does it turn into?
Mm-hmm.
But what does positive energy do for a work environment? Right? Like seriously, what does it do overall for a work environment when someone's incredibly upbeat, and that's what leadership is like? It changes things a lot.
Yeah,
we have like for example. There are things everyone loves at their job, things you don't love at your job. In John Winthrop, our program director, we have someone who horrible taste in music.
No taste.
Literally has how do I say this delicately? Has the goods that enable pregnancy by him simply looking at someone. He's got a lot of different traits. But one thing that he has, Don, is like a generally just really positive outlook on things. He thinks things are going to go well. And I don't want to point any fingers at Don LaGreca, Michael Kay, for example. But if you don't have that positive approach, you might have people who see the negative in things all the time. And it really helps to have someone who goes, hey, guys, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. And it's infectious. It matters. It helps keep the morale above ground. And so, yeah, I don't know if it leads to wins. John Harbaugh obviously had certain things that didn't work the right way in Baltimore. There's a reason Lamar Jackson was no longer interested. But there's also a reason it lasted there for, 17 years?
Hey, if the Giants were a team that just couldn't get over the hump, like Dallas, John Harbaugh might not be the right fit in Dallas because he couldn't get the Ravens over the hump. So why would he be able to get Dallas over the hump? But for a team that's just trying to get on the hump,
they want a hump.
Harbaugh's the perfect.
If they want a hump.
If you want a hump, then John Harbaugh's got to be your guy. Because that's what I want. I told you, I want to complain here. 5 years from now, I want to have a Sunday, a summer show with Peter and Alan, and I'm complaining that the Giants can't get over the hump. Peter, I'm sick and tired of losing these championship games. When are they going to finally win one of these championship games? I want that problem. Because then that means my team is functioning. They're going to the playoffs. They're winning playoff games. They just can't seem to get that one last win to get there. Because right now, I root for an embarrassing football team. That the only thing they can hang their hat on over the last decade is a 9-7-1 finish and getting absolutely embarrassed in, of all places, Philadelphia. And since then, losing. John, Tush, where you been?
Whoa.
You're on ESPN New York. You talk about dropping out of nowhere. What's going on, John?
How you doing, guys?
Good.
Good to talk to you again. Took a little hiatus to get used to the new show, I guess. But I got an explanation for what diverticulitis and diverticulosis
Okay.
is. It's little pockets in the intestine and stomach that that's why you can't eat seeds and things like that, because they will get caught in those pockets. And both can be very, very uncomfortable. So you got to give Dave a pass for that.
Yeah, I'm sorry that he had to go through that.
With pain for that stuff. Yeah. But I also disagree with you, Don, and there's another thing I'm a little bit mad at you at.
Nice.
I disagree with the being a sports nerd, you should not, you should be able to play. I think it's the opposite. I think the sports nerd who's embarrassed to even pick up, a softball bat and glove, it is so into the analytics and watching every move of people that can, they become experts and pretty good talk show hosts about sports because they're so into it because they can't do it themselves.
Well, that might be the reason, John, but that would drive me crazy. I'm not asking them to go play an elite level. I can't anymore. But we're just talking about charity softball with Fred. You wouldn't find that to be fun? Like when Dave was there, he was having his son pinch hit for him because he didn't want to get off the seat. Like that to me, that's lazy.
Yeah.
I
guess, what you're saying is for a charity event, you can drop the ego for a second. It doesn't matter how bad you are.
And John, and welcome back, man. Hopefully you like the new show. It's just, don't you have, if you love sports that much, wouldn't you have some fun playing that sport that you love? Even if it's a facsimile of that sport. Nobody is going to pretend that when we go out there for the Mark Sasso softball that we're the New York Yankees. But you got a bat, you're hitting the ball, you're running the bases.
But think about the way that he swings and throws. It's not appropriate anymore, and it's not right. And I don't stand for this, but I'm going to take you way back in the day. Do you remember the now very inappropriate SNL sketch, the run, throw, and catch like a girl Olympics?
Yeah. But I don't remember Dave being bad at it. Yeah,
the throw is not good. These are the days when I miss Yes, because Yes would throw up a video. But there were some moments. He does some things and it looks normal, like racket sports. He's great, but then he does other sports and he looks really bad doing it. Here's the thing about me, Don, and I don't know how you feel about you.
Yeah,
I think you're going to say something somewhat similar, although. No, okay, I got it. You have a higher high at your best sports than I have.
Okay.
You don't have a supreme low. But it's kind of like sports knowledge, too. My sports interest. I don't have many sports where I look like a complete fool doing it. Like, I can basically do everything somewhat. Although we watched me trying to kick field goals, and I have to admit that went much worse than I would have planned. I think Dave just has certain things he absolutely cannot do. Remember, I had the competition with him in multiple sports.
Oh, yeah.
And he stayed alive with me longer than I would have liked. But he just has some things about him that are really bad. I mean, listen, he's not Ray Santiago bad when it comes to the softball. It's almost like when I say it, you almost feel bad me bringing it up. It's like we're not allowed to say these things out loud.
But Santiago did play football when he was younger. I mean, there's some athleticism there.
Well, and I think Dave plays good tennis.
Yeah. And he's a big tennis fan. That makes sense to me. By the way, the Yankees lose in extra innings by the final score of 5-3. Second game of the doubleheader coming up a little bit later on today. Mets still losing 4-2 as they now move to the 7th.
I love baseball.
But what I'm saying is, I'm just talking about me. I was always pretty good at sports, especially baseball. That was my sport. All right. Not great, but good. Good enough to play in high school, whatever. I just don't know that if, as a kid, I couldn't swing a bat or throw a ball, I would lose interest in baseball. Like, if at a young age I couldn't do it, then I don't think I'd have fun watching other people do it.
Well, we don't know that he couldn't do it, but as an adult, it doesn't look.
But just I'm saying, but if it's an issue playing softball, you don't forget how to throw a ball or swing a bat. You might not hit it as far as you'd like.
Yeah, or you might not
be as athletic anymore.
You know where my discomfort is in the softball game? I've accepted the fact that I basically just ground out every single time I bat. I'm on top of the ball and it goes nowhere. What I don't love in the field is dealing with pop-ups at this removed from playing baseball. Or if somehow because we're playing against basically ringers, if one of those guys, rather than hits a home run, rips a ground ball, you might be like, oh, woof, here comes that. But I find generally going and throwing it around
because we're not athletes anymore, and the guys that we play against play every weekend. So if we played every weekend, we'd be better than we were playing once a year. But I shouldn't speak for other people. I'm just saying, for me, if I couldn't do it at a young age, I probably would lose interest in watching other people do it. Because I did feel like, at least at the age of 10, as much of a ridiculous thought it was, when I watched, I'm like, maybe one day I can do that.
How can you skate?
Okay, but I can shoot a puck. I can play hockey. Right. I played floor hockey when I was younger. I played roller hockey when I was younger, and I could skate. I not confident enough that I wouldn't maybe wipe out or whatever.
I can't skate backwards was always my issue. I never went far enough to learn how to skate backwards.
But that's why I was late to hockey, because I felt like there was nobody to show me, because my dad wasn't a hockey fan, and trying to pick it up on the occasional time it was on TV made it difficult.
And yet, look at you.
Look at me now. We'll get to the Yankees in a little bit, because there is a story, and it happened again during the Yankee game that we've got to address. But it's 4:30. It's time for the list. And then we'll keep an eye on what the Mets are doing, and then get you ready, because Max Fried is going to pitch in the second game of the doubleheader. So he's now back. So the Yankees rotation is getting more whole again, but they did lose to the Pirates. So we'll discuss that in a little bit. But the list is coming up next. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg hanging out with you until 7 o'clock here on ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn? Paycheck after paycheck. And you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino & Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite Back means fight back. 1-800-248 3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino and Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino and Associates. We win. A lot.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one, 50% off windows and doors, and no payments, no interest for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See local showroom for details. Offer ends July 31st, 2026.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Yanks split admission doubleheader. First game in extra innings right now. Still a bumper-to-bumper ride on the Deegan northbound, heading over to the outbound, George. Pack there. Delays are backing up across the Triborough into Queens and up onto the Bruckner. Inbound, George. Still close to an hour for the upper deck using 80, 95, and 46. A little bit better from the Route 4 approach. Lower level, that's about a 20 to 30-minute ride. Outbound Lincoln are running about 15 to 20 minutes. Outbound Holland close to a half hour. Packed on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore. Long line of brake lights from the Verrazano on through. Then you're up to speed at the Goethals Bridge moving into Jersey. This report is sponsored by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Well, the PCA can help. It's a national nonprofit developing better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. More info at positivecoach.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You just made the list, buddy.
This is The List with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Brought to you by the Allure Group.
That's right. We thank the Allure Group for climbing aboard here on The List, which we do every Wednesday at 4:30. So Peter just threw it out. It was innocent enough. Although now all over my social media, I'm seeing stories and videos about it because, again, we're being spied on. You asked the question on the air yesterday, was the moon landing a hoax?
Oh.
And you said as you get older and further removed from 1969 that you're starting to believe that it was. And all of a sudden things are, that the space suit's boot doesn't match the print that's on the moon. Like, I'm seeing all this stuff pop up, so I want to thank you for that.
Okay.
So I started thinking about conspiracy theories. And what are the top 5 sports conspiracy theories? The
Top 5 sports conspiracy theories.
Now, I'll give you a hint. There are New York ones, but they're not all. It's not exclusive to the New York teams.
All right. Oh, they're not, but some are. Mm-hmm. Well, you have to. If you're not a hackadoodle-do, if you're remotely worth your weight in gold, the cold envelope has to be in there.
The technical term for this is the frozen envelope, and this is, to me, the number one conspiracy theory because it hasn't been disproven. It makes perfect sense, and it's New York. For people that don't know the story, in 1985, the great Patrick Ewing was coming out of Georgetown and was going to be the first pick in the draft. And the Knicks were in the lottery. And the Knicks won the lottery. And the conspiracy theory says that when David Stern reached into the, I don't know, what you call the thing that they turn with the envelopes, that he was able to reach in and the cold, frozen envelope, he'd feel which one was cold, and that would be the New York Knicks. And Dave DeBusschere jumping up and down because they had Patrick Ewing, and they landed Patrick Ewing. Makes sense, right? Patrick Ewing, Knicks needed a big man. The Knicks hadn't won in a long time. You want to put the marquee player with the marquee team in the marquee city. So it's one of those conspiracy theories that makes sense. That's number one. Again, everybody's denied it. Now, is that a conspiracy theory, Peter, that you choose to believe or not believe?
Listen, I wasn't here for it. Doesn't impact me the same way. I don't particularly believe it.
But, okay. I don't think you have to be around for it. It's just like, did you see the NBA in 1985? So it's not a huge, it's a popular sport, but it's definitely behind baseball. It's behind football. And wouldn't the NBA want Patrick Ewing in New York?
I don't know. Yes, but I still don't believe it. No.
Okay.
That's just my take.
Listen, I choose to believe.
That's fine. I don't judge you for it.
Because it makes sense. Because the first thing that needs to happen with a conspiracy theory is that it has to be believable. It has to make sense. There has to be a winner in the whole thing. And to me, the NBA was the winner in that. Now, the Knicks never won with Patrick Ewing, but they certainly enjoyed having Patrick Ewing. So that's also there. All right, next. If you'd like to guess. You got number one. That's very good. That's a good start.
How obvious are these?
You know them all. I believe you know them all.
Okay. I'm thinking. Okay.
Bob, I understand.
Can you give me the sport breakdown, please?
I'm going to give you sport breakdown.
My brain isn't like. It's not like nothing.
I'm going to tell you. All four major sports
are represented
in the Final Four.
And I know the hockey one too.
I'm not sure.
But I know many of these, if not all. All right. Football. How about the tuck rule?
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I don't have it on the list, but I'm not going to spit at it.
You guys know September 11th that year is the New England Patriots. It was the beginning of
I am very
turning
aware.
Everything into the dynasty.
I am aware.
Oh. So you like it, but it's not. You didn't think about it, though. You forgot about it. When is the football one from?
What is it? Late 90s. 98, I guess?
Late 90s. A late 90s football conspiracy. God, why are these not coming? I mean, are people screaming this out in their... Now, Anthony, you already know it, don't you?
Yes, I know the list. We bantied about a few.
Okay. And Jacob, is anything jumping right into your head?
He said tuck rule.
Yeah, I said tuck rule, but that was the one I thought about after the fact that we did the list. I have two other ones that I thought about, which was Kings Lakers, when they said the NBA rigged that for the Lakers to boost TV ratings. And also 2013 Super Bowl, the blackout between the Ravens and Niners.
The blackout.
These are good ones.
Conspiracy theory. How about Colin Kaepernick blackballed from the NFL. Or not a conspiracy theory, just true.
Well, I know that you're reaching. Okay. I'm going to be honest because this show used to be about this. I want to try to get back on those tracks. I'm disappointed.
Well, I just I guess.
We thought you weren't going to need time on this.
Yeah, I think one of them you should absolutely get though. It's probably right up your alley.
Maybe there's a chance. I just feel like my brain isn't thinking about what a conspiracy theory is properly.
Well, conspiracy theory is like.
No, I know what I know what.
I don't know if you know.
All right, go ahead.
I mean, you did so well right out of the box. Bang, you got number
the first
one.
Well, that's like
hey,
such
you're reaching Colin Kaepernick.
That's late 90s football.
Yeah.
And it's a conspiracy.
And it's number 5.
And it's number 5, so it's not a huge. It relates to a game?
No, it relates to the draft.
It relates to the draft.
See, the draft is where you can fangle things up, you know.
No, go ahead. I mean,
the conspiracy theory is that Peyton Manning stayed in Tennessee because the Jets couldn't guarantee him he'd be the number 1 pick in the draft. Bill Parcells would not guarantee it. Peyton stays in Tennessee another year and then eventually gets drafted by the Colts.
Yeah.
That if Bill Parcells could have guaranteed that Peyton would have gone number 1, then he would have been a New York Jet. That's the conspiracy theory. Nobody has been able to narrow that down. Gary Myers was one that said, no, he talked to Bill, and no, that never happened. He was never asked about, would you take him, number 1. But that is a conspiracy theory, and I have it at 5. So now you've got 2 examples of a conspiracy theory.
All right. Yeah, I do. Give me the hockey one, because I'm not going to get
it. Well, the hockey one goes back to 1993. It's the Stanley Cup final between the Montreal Canadiens and the Los Angeles Kings. And the Montreal wins game 1. And then in game 2, it's late in the third period. And the Montreal Canadiens are down by a goal. And so all of a sudden they decide to measure Marty McSorley's stick and see that it's illegal. They get a power play. Montreal scores the goal, goes to overtime, wins the game in overtime. The conspiracy theory is that the Canadiens had broke into the Los Angeles Kings dressing room because they were the home team and had access to the Kings locker room and measured all the sticks. So if they were down late in the game, they could always call for a stick measurement and then be able to get a power play to score a goal. The rule is you could ask for a measurement. If you're wrong, then you are shorthanded. You don't want to take that chance, especially down by a goal. But they knew who had an illegal stick because they broke in to the locker room.
What's the purpose of the illegal stick?
You know, it's got they check. I guess what's the way they put it? The measurement
of curve of the blade.
Curve of the blade. So you could actually make it do if you got a banana curve, you can make it curve.
Do crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff, and it almost becomes like a highlight stick.
It's a regulation thing.
And
right, but it's still just an interesting.
Yeah, but that they again nobody's been able to prove this, but that's the conspiracy theory. They broke in, measured all the sticks, and
does baseball relate to home run hitting?
No, it's completely off the beaten path as well.
It's completely off the beaten path.
Yeah, it really.
It's the one we discussed, right?
Yes.
You know the story.
It's not Altuve and buzzers.
No, you know the story,
No, it's
Peter.
not Altuve and buzzers. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But this one relates to a game that wasn't played.
It relates to a game that wasn't played.
And that's the conspiracy.
Why wasn't the game played?
Power outage.
And who was this game meant to benefit? The game that was not played?
An individual that had a streak of games played.
Oh. Are you talking about CRJ?
That's right. CRJ, Cal Ripken Jr., you and me, had a streak of consecutive games, and they were home. And
totally forgot about this. I am
not going to indulge the deep reason why he didn't play because that feels like it's made up. But either way, he couldn't go. Sick, whatever. And the owner of the Baltimore Orioles, Angelos,
Frank Peter Angelos,
said, you know what? I'm not having this streak end. I'm going to say that there's a power failure and we're going to have to postpone the game so that when Cal feels better, either the next day or later in the season, the game will be played and the streak can continue. There's a conspiracy theory that his streak continued because of a made-up power failure.
Totally forgot that happened. What year was that?
It was late in the streak, but not really, really late. And I think it was maybe before the record, obviously. So probably late 80s?
No, later than that.
I think it
probably
was
mid-90s.
97.
Yeah, because he didn't.
Well, that's when the streak ended.
97? Was it 97 or even later?
It was definitely late 90s.
It was, yeah, okay.
But we're talking about a streak that was over 2,000, so a couple of seasons is not a lot of games compared to how many, relatively speaking. So that I got that at number 3.
So we have another basketball.
Yeah, that's number 2.
Another number 2 big.
That's it. So you've got right now we've got Peyton 2 not going to the Jets, number 5. 1993 Stanley Cup Final, number 4. We got Cal with the bogus power failure at 3. We've got the frozen envelope at 1, so you're missing 2. This is also one that has a part of the story I'm not comfortable talking about. But the other part is definitely talked about, considerably talked about. You could even make the case it should be 1. I went with it at 2 just because Ewing was local. But it's big, man. It's one of the biggest conspiracy theories in sports history. And involves one of the biggest players in the history of basketball.
Just think about during that time.
What, do I know what time? Did he say what time?
No, we never said
No, we never said it.
But mid-90s.
Mid-90s basketball star.
Oh.
Yeah.
See? Michael Jordan retired because the gambling debt is, in fact, what led to the death of his father. And
Well, that I wasn't going to go there.
But that's the thing that is
But the conspiracy theory is that he was going to get suspended for gambling. But David Stern couldn't do it.
Right.
So there was a negotiation behind closed doors that, why don't you go away for a while, go play baseball, and then you come back, and then it'll kind of all be forgotten because he did not want to suspend Michael Jordan. So Michael was dabbling in baseball, and it was just kind of, well, let's work this out. Let's have you go away for a couple of years, let all this blow over, and then you come back. It kind of makes a lot of sense. It's been debunked, obviously, by the NBA and by Jordan, but it kind of makes sense because the baseball thing.
Isn't it crazy? The baseball
really
thing
silly.
happened when he was so popular that, like, the baseball thing's a part of NBA Jam. I mean, of Space Jam. Like, he's a baseball, like, he's playing baseball.
Yeah,
in
the end
Space
of
Jam.
the end of the movie.
Like, imagine that. We're making the biggest budget basketball movie for a kid's movie ever. But by the way, in the movie, you're going to end up playing baseball because you're playing baseball now. What? Yeah, and to your point, yes, the really far out conspiracy theorist tied the death of his father to it as well.
Yeah.
But the more realistic one, that the league would just say, hey, we know you got a gambling thing here.
That's real tough with, start murdering people.
Right.
Listen, it could be true. All these things could be true and most likely not true. That's why they're called conspiracy theories. Some other honorable mentions. How about Strahan breaking the sack record?
Is that even conspiracy?
Did Favre take a dive or did the play blow up and he tucked because he knew he was going to get sacked anyway? Many people believe, because they were close, that Favre did him a solid. And it didn't affect the game, but he did get. And a lot of people, to make it even deeper, a lot of people didn't like Gastineau. Let's have Michael Strahan have it. When you see the play, it's very easy to believe.
Well, and then when Gastineau saw Favre like 2 years ago, remember?
Oh, he was upset.
2 years ago.
If I'm Gastineau, I'm upset too. That's how my record gets blown up? You taking a dive? But if the play did blow up, that's exactly what a quarterback in all likelihood
I was
would
going to
do.
say, an aging quarterback. What year was that? Oh, early 2000s?
Yeah, it was 99.
He was still in Green Bay, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he's not that old.
No.
But that's the thing people do. You get down.
The other one is, and he went to his grave claiming this, and he's not nobody, Bubba Smith. Now, you know Bubba Smith from the Police Academy vehicles, but he also Hall of Fame football player. Claimed to the day he died that Super Bowl III was fixed. Now, he's really the only one, but he's not nobody. He's not like some backup center who nobody ever heard of. It's Bubba Smith. Right to his grave. Jacob looked it up. He did interviews like 2002 about it.
1983, 2002, 2011.
Still saying it.
Yeah.
And when did he die? Like,
good for him.
Like around there. Like so.
He died 2011.
Well, so, but it was almost a deathbed confession.
It was his last words.
Now, the reason it makes no sense, and I've been saying this for years, is the merger was already done. They didn't have to do that. Fix the game. Plus, the Jets were a 14-point dog just on spec. They had no common opponents, and they just disrespected the AFL. So they made the Colts a heavy favorite. For all we knew, the Jets were way better anyway.
I have a place where your list has a major blind spot.
All of a sudden now, you're engaged.
I've been engaged the whole time. I just couldn't think of any of these things.
But you went from can't think of any to now major blind spot. What am I forgetting? Why don't you tell us when we get back?
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, you got to wait, Jacob. Sorry.
I was looking forward to it.
And Boone spoke on the Yankee loss and what I want to get to there. So we're going to dive into all of that coming up next. That was the list brought to you by the Allure Group. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion. It's Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg taking you right up until 7 o'clock on ESPN New York.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. The Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Hey, let me ask you something. Would you seat your 3-year-old child on a windowsill? Would you seat them beside a lit fireplace or by the deep end of a pool? One last question. Would you seat your child in a car seat that's not correct for them? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Secure their future. Seat them in the correct car seat. For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
Sponsored by the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Giants start out the season 0-3, forget it. What's going to happen to 65 or sooner? Well, kill it. It's a little adversity. You have a 5-year plan that after 3 weeks you're going to punt on. Yeah, I can't handle 0-3 again.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan.
70 or sooner. But that's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. No, how could it? No, it's not going to.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hey Yankees fans, gather a group of 10 or more and take advantage of our 2026 Yankees group ticket specials. Whether you're getting together with family and friends, organizing a fundraiser, or entertaining clients, your group will love bonding over the Bronx Bombers. Start planning your 2026 group outings today. Log on to Yankees.com/groups. Call 212-YANKEES or email us at groups@Yankees.com. That's 2026 group tickets. Call 212-YANKEES or visit Yankees.com/groups today.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Giants start out the season 0-3, forget it. What's going to happen to 65 or sooner? Well, kill it. Gets a little adversity.
You have a 5-year plan that after 3 weeks you're going to punt on.
Yeah, I can't handle 0-3 again.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan.
70 or sooner. But that's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. No, how could it? No, it's not going to.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. Alan is on vacation. Got ENN coming up at 6 o'clock. We'll be off at 7. Yankees already lost. We'll get into the Yankees coming up at the top of the hour and the whole pitch clock violation and the fact that they lost another game in extra innings. Mets are playing the rubber game of a 3-game set against Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for
the good land. Yeah.
But the Mets are playing right now, and we lost our feed, but it's 4-2 in the top of the 7th inning. So once they wrap up coverage of that, we'll be on 880. But you said that my list of sports conspiracy theories had a major blind spot. Serious allegation. So go ahead.
It did not include the sport where the likelihood for conspiracy is the highest by a mile.
Would that be
boxing?
Football?
That would be boxing.
Oh, boxing. Yeah, but there was a few that I bantied around.
The Phantom Punch.
Yes.
Ali Liston 2.
Yes.
I think that is as high. That people could argue that's 1. If it's in fact, depending if you choose to believe it, of course. But like it changes history in so many ways.
No, it does. We talked about that one. I'm not as familiar with it. I do know that clearly it showed that he missed him. And he just went down. But did he just go down because he just wanted out? Like, was he paid to take a dive? Or was it, hey, I'm beat up here. The next one that comes close, I'm just going to go down. Like, so I don't know. And how much, the history. How much did him losing benefit the sport? Because there are a lot of people that couldn't take Ali.
It helps secure the legacy of Ali going on to become the greatest. If he ends up losing to Liston in their second fight,
was he a threat of losing that fight?
Was he actually going to lose that fight?
But see, that's the trouble with it. Is like when you look at the conspiracy theory, I guess it would have made more sense if there was a threat that he was going to lose. But it's a good one. We did, right, Jacob? We did talk about
that was one of the ones mentioned. Even though I thought of one probably like in the break coming off the World Cup, the hand of God goal.
Hand of God is but I don't know if people view that. No, it is. It is. Obviously, it's viewed as a conspiracy.
And, listen, it's not really a conspiracy theory because didn't he admit he did it on purpose?
Yeah, but like the fact that it wasn't called and everyone saw
it was illegal, yeah.
You don't say it. Things happen. Another list I wanted to do.
I'm going to watch Hand of God again and see how bad it was.
Is history changed if there was replay? Like if you threw replay in some of the biggest moments in sports history.
That's a good list too.
How world would change. I couldn't come up with 5. There's a couple of good ones. I think that I might save that list for another time. But listen, I'm surprised you didn't bring up like the Tyson Buster Douglas. There's so many conspiracy
I was
theories.
about to. Was Tyson beating the count?
Tyson beating the count. Was Tyson drugged? There was just a lot of things. A lot of it, I think, were just excuses. He looked past Buster. Like, what was the thing where something wasn't packed?
He didn't. Well, he didn't even have like proper ice packs. There's like tons of stuff. They were using gloves filled with ice water to put on his face. They were completely ill prepared for the fight.
Was that?
And they were thinking about Evander
like,
Holyfield, I think, or was the next thing?
Well, they were looking past Buster Douglas. Everybody was.
I'll tell you what, the Hand of God is brilliant.
What year is this?
Hand of God?
I think 86. Yeah.
So that's 40 years ago.
Well, what about the Running Rebels from 91?
What, losing?
Yeah.
Duke?
With the fix, yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was a big one. There were people who believed it was just impossible they could have lost. And their team in Vegas.
But do we have any examples of things that were called improper that would make you think that it wasn't anything other than an upset? Upsets happen, guys. I mean, it's not crazy, right? I mean, it may not have been a big upset, but when Villanova beat Georgetown, that was a huge upset.
Right. But it didn't have the Vegas component of it. That's the UNLV thing. That you have so many sharp bettors there.
I was going to say, and they even took a picture with like a noted like bookkeeper, like a fixer that fixes these type of games. So it didn't look good at the time.
Listen, I know there's tons of illegal gambling, but the fact that it was at Vegas is irrelevant because you couldn't bet on Vegas. Even though betting was legal, you couldn't bet on Vegas in Vegas.
Right, but the kind of people who might still have access to those people.
True, but they could have done that anywhere. They could have done that to Villanova against Georgetown. Didn't have to be in Vegas. I know it's an upset, but look what Duke ended up becoming anyway.
True.
It's not quite to the level when the Patriots beat the Rams, but when the Patriots beat the Rams, it was considered an amazing upset. History doesn't remember it that way because the Patriots ended up going and winning 5 more Super Bowls and becoming a dynasty. Look what Duke ended up becoming.
But maybe it's just the fact also Tark isn't exactly Tark doesn't come across always as the most on the up and up.
He's no longer with us, right?
No.
God, I miss.
Did we mention him yesterday when we were doing our media names?
Of course we did. The personnel, him chewing on the towel, like
it's the best.
Whatever happened to the great college basketball personalities? It's just that I've gotten older and I just don't pay attention to them as much, or
it doesn't hit the
are
same
they
way.
Not as flamboyant and important? They still are important because especially now with guys one and done. Really, all you're rooting for now is the coach.
Yeah, that's true.
But they just seem to be bigger than life. Tarkanian.
It's Tarkanian versus Coach K.
Coach K, Bobby Knight. I mean, listen, some of the same guys are still around. It's just they were cooler when they were younger. Calipari was cooler 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Now he's just like the elder statesman. But back then when he was young,
but Cal is
UMass,
he does.
He's still big. He's still huge. All right, we've got to talk about the Yankee. Really interesting what's going on with Caballero and the pitch count. We're going to get into that. We've got ENN coming up at 6 o'clock. Full frontal today. Take up until 7 o'clock. Don and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson. What's up, Knicks fans? This is Josh Hart. Knicks fans, it's Mikal Bridges, and this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN and the ESPN New York app.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin Modern Windows and Doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Yanks have a split admission doubleheader in the Bronx. First game just wrapped up not too long ago. Pretty bad ride over at the outbound George. Upper deck underneath the apartments. A broken down truck blocking the left lane. Lower level just picked up a crash right before the span. Deegan northbound pretty much at a standstill heading over to the Cross Bronx from the Triborough and the Bruckner. Inbound George, a much better ride for the upper deck. Just about 15 to 20 minutes from 8095. Even better from the 4 and 46 approach. Outbound Lincoln already about 20 to 30 minutes. Outbound Hahn 30 to 40. Slow crawl on the belt westbound in Brooklyn. A crash over by Rockaway Parkway. Solid delays go back to JFK and Queens. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit mad.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-505-4169. 800-505-4169. 800-505-4169.
Congratulations to the New York Knicks. They are the 2026 NBA champions. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
5:01 of the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg with you until 7 o'clock. Alan on vacation, a well-deserved vacation. Oh, I'll say. Mets are losing 4-2 to the Brewers. That game is in the bottom of the 8th inning, so as soon as the game and the postgame are over, we're going to be on 880, so plan accordingly there. Yankees already lost their game in extras. They always seem to lose in extra innings. They dropped this one 5-3. They were down 3-0. Rice hit a 3-run home run to tie it in the 7th, but then it got away from the Yankees as the Pirates picked up 2 runs in the top of the 10th inning, won the game 5-3. But the big deal in this one, Caballero again getting into it with the home plate umpire over the pitch clock. Now, many of you may not know exactly what the rule is, and here it goes. That the clock starts, you get into the batter's box. You have to make eye contact with the pitcher with 8 seconds remaining on the clock. That way, the pitcher knows that the batter's ready, and he has 8 seconds to fulfill his obligation by throwing the pitch before the clock expires. If you do not make eye contact with the pitcher with 8 seconds, if it's less than 8 seconds, it'll be a clock violation and you will be issued a strike. That's the rule. Now, maybe people don't know about the eye contact. You're only allowed the one time out. So once you get in there, you've got to make eye contact. If you don't... Never knew that eye contact business. Never. The umpire is going to issue a strike. Quinn Walcott was the home plate umpire this afternoon. And it happened again. Caballero, and here is Ryan Rucco, who was on the call for yes.
Oh, they're going to call Caballero for a pitch clock violation.
You don't get to do the 3-4 seconds thing in the box anymore.
Now, what he means by the 3-4 seconds in the box anymore is that once you get set, make eye contact with the umpire, they're not going to give you any wiggle room. You get to under 8. Now, the problem I have with when you watch the replay, it's right at 8. So it looks to me like it's within the rules. Now, he's playing games, Caballero. He's going to milk it to the very last millisecond to play games with the pitcher. Because the pitcher thinks, I'm on the verge of getting a strike here. Now he makes eye contact with me, and I've got to hurry up and pitch. But when you see Walcott put his arms up and issue the strike, Peter, it's at 8 seconds. So what's the problem? But apparently they're arguing the fact that it's a clock violation. And that once you get in the box, you're not allowed those 3-4 seconds. They want you to look at the pitcher and make eye contact the second that you get set. And you're not allowed to wait the 3-4 seconds. That's what Caballero does, Peter. He gets to the plate, starts messing around, looking down, not ready, and then 8 seconds he looks up at the very last second. And it irritates the pitcher. But so what? If it's in the rules, Peter, that's what baseball's about. Trying to get as close to the line as possible. Get away with what you can get away with. Not, you're irritating me by waiting till the last second, so I'm going to issue a strike. That doesn't seem right. Now, obviously, Boone comes out, argues, it becomes a whole thing like it did a couple of games ago. If Caballero's playing games, Peter, if it's within the rules, I don't understand what the problem is. If 8 seconds, if waiting till the last second is wrong, well, then change the rule. But if the rule is you got to make eye contact by 8 seconds and it's 8 seconds on the clock, then what's the issue? This seems so stupid.
I like I said, I'd never heard of this. I'm completely miffed by that.
All right, so that's
maybe at the start of the at bat we can have a conversation about. Although, can I tell you the truth, Don? I think any eye contact as a rule is the weirdest thing I've ever heard for a sport.
That's the other thing too. Is if I'm behind the plate,
how do you know?
And I'm looking at the back of the head of the batter. How do I know he's not making eye contact? Maybe he's looking at his belt. Maybe he's looking at this seems so stupid.
With the clock now, though, what's to stop if this part of the rule isn't in place? What's to stop a batter from being out of the box until there's 1 second left? Jumping in the box and telling the pitcher,
no,
okay,
I've got no problem.
That's, I guess,
with
what
there being a rule.
Correct.
Whether it's eye contact, set, whatever you want to come up with 8 seconds. But, Anthony, we watched it live.
Yep.
There was 8 seconds left on the clock. Where's the violation?
So the big issue, and we've talked about this, Caballero, and you know, Don, he's had this issue or no issue, he's trying to gain an advantage one way or the other. He's trying to either get a ball against so that could benefit him or just irritate the pitchers, and it's working because he almost fought Santana in the first game that they played 2 days ago.
That's right.
They have gotten explanations from the league. Boone has and everybody else. Today, it seems like there was a new thing in place that Ryan mentioned at the end of the call. You can't do the 3-4 second thing anymore.
Meaning you can't
sit in the box and not look at the pitcher. Right, which, by the way, if they weren't told that, they have a right to be mad. And James Rowson got ejected.
Well, but you're changing the rules in the middle of if you got to let people know this. Now, if Caballero knows that 3-4 second rule, then he's playing games and he deserves the violation.
Based on what Boone said after the game, it sounds like they don't know.
Let's hear from Boone talking about the clock violation.
I'm going to plead the fifth here. Just Major League Baseball came out with something new today, so we got to change again.
How frustrating is that for you?
Very. It's embarrassing.
Of course it is. If that was not communicated to Boone, forget the players. Because, players, are they paying attention, not paying attention, whatever. But I'm sure if Boone was told, Boone would have communicated that with his players, make sure that they know it. If it was an email that was sent to a player, maybe he never got it in his inbox or whatever. But that has to be communicated better. If the manager doesn't know, then you can't tell me that MLB did not communicate it properly. Caballero should be allowed to test the rule to its limit. And when I saw it said 8, then there should be no violation. Now, if you're telling me once you get in the box, well, then that's the rule. So forget the 8 seconds. The 8 seconds shouldn't matter. If you're in the box, then you should get a couple of seconds to get set, done. You're changing the rule. And I don't mind changing rules, Peter, because sometimes things happen.
And sometimes rules are yo-yo.
And it's a brand new rule, and you found some nuance, and you give these players and coaches credit. They find loopholes, and then it's up to Major League Baseball, whatever league you're talking about, to clog up those loopholes so they don't happen again. But if there is a rule change and the players and coaches don't know the rule change, that's on Major League Baseball. Aaron Boone goes on.
He just can't do that. He can't. It's disrupting the pitcher. It's some kind of circumvention. There is a thing in the laws, but, I've been told very specifically over and over when we have had issues, like when I've had my conversations with the league, like he's got to be alert at 8 seconds. So that's making sure Cobby looks up at 9 just to make sure he's in. And that's very specifically what I've been told. And then today was something different, and they didn't give us the heads up.
See, this is the problem, guys. Major League Baseball sometimes can just be so stupid. What's the rule? If it's 8 seconds and he looks up at 8 seconds, all right. It's going to be human nature for an athlete to try to get away with whatever they can get away with. A wide receiver is going to try to see if he can push off without anybody knowing. And if he gets caught, it's a penalty. But if he doesn't get caught, good on him. Flopping in basketball, right? Everybody knows there's flopping, but if you fool the official, good on you. Everybody's trying to get an edge, Peter. That's the way it works in sports. That's especially sports.
How do they
especially
change the
baseball.
rule without saying something?
Well, that's what we're going to have to get to the bottom of.
Well, that's the madness.
We're going to have to get to the bottom of how was this communicated? Did the umpire drop the ball? Did Major League Baseball drop the ball? But I would think Aaron Boone's pretty buttoned up that if he's told that there was a rule change, not only would he communicate that to his player, he wouldn't go out and defend his player after he violated it. All right, here's Caballero. What did the ump tell you?
He actually said that they were making new rules today, and it's on me because I was deceiving or something like that to the pitcher, which doesn't make sense because for me, or I don't know, maybe my English is so bad that I don't understand, but deceive kind of means that you're trying to trick someone, and I'm not trying to trick someone because I do the same thing over and over. You can check my last 50 at-bats and see if I do it the same or not, or check maybe 100 at-bats or 150. And then if you're going to make a change on the rule, at least notice us before the game, no in the game like it happened today. Like, it's frustrating for me.
Listen, Caballero, own it. There's nothing wrong. It's 8 seconds. I looked up at 8 seconds. If you want to wait till the last millisecond and you think that's an advantage to you, do it. You know how many times there be guys that step outside the box, either behind the box or to the side of the box, try to get away with it. Not supposed to have your foot on the line, but you have the foot on the line. If the umpire doesn't see it, so what? That's baseball. Baseball's always looking for one little tiny edge, anything that can get you an advantage to the opponent. And if you can get away with it, you get away with it. That's the way that it is. It works in sports and especially in baseball. So he shouldn't have to apologize for that. But how do you have a rule change? The player doesn't know about it. The manager doesn't know about it. Nobody in the Yankee dugout knew about that rule. Nobody. Because they're all arguing and fighting. And then Caballero's told by the home plate umpire, oh, yeah, that we just changed it today. Pete, have you ever?
No.
You change the rule. Somebody from Major League Baseball goes into both clubhouses and explains the rule. And if you don't remember it, if you don't like it, if you forgot about it, that's on you. But do you really think the entire Yankee organization didn't know the rule? How could that possibly happen? Caballero on rule change against him.
It's not the first time the league has changed the rule on me, and now they just call something out of, I guess, new rules that I didn't get because I didn't get a notice before, because before, whenever they were making new rules, they at least were able to tell me, and I could make a little adjustment to my routine. And now it's just plain that I can't do it, which takes me out of my routine.
All right, finally, Milwaukee Brewers hold on, beat the Mets by the final score of 4-3. Mets scored a run in the ninth, but that's it. They strand the tying run at first and lose 2 out of 3 to the Brewers. But back to this. I don't mind changing the rule. It's a new rule. There's nuance to it. You make adjustments,
and
right?
It'll be amended over time because we're still figuring the thing out.
And even as long as sports has been around, there's always going to be something that pops up where they go, dude, I've never seen that before. We're going to have to come up with a rule. I'll give you an example. Anthony will appreciate this. Rangers Devils.
Avery rules.
Sean Avery stands in front of Martin Brodeur and waves his stick back and forth in Brodeur's face. And they give up a goal. Well, the league said, I think we got to put a rule that you're not allowed to do that. Nobody thought about it. Good on Avery. He thought about it. He did it. Got away with it. They made a rule, and it became the Avery rule. This is going to happen. Things are going to pop up where nobody thought about it before and said, we got to have a rule. And Caballero took advantage of the rule, waited till the last millisecond. Major League Baseball decided that doesn't seem fair. Let's change the rule. But how do they not know about it after it gets changed? How?
He's also the only guy this consistently happens to. Let's say the memo doesn't reach every team. Don't you think that the one team that would get the memo would be the New York Yankees?
It's so right, Anthony. The game being played today at 1 o'clock at Yankee Stadium has a guy in pinstripes that is taking advantage of this rule. Can we please, for the love of God, make sure that he and Aaron Boone know? Now, I guess there is the possibility that the Yankees were like, rule change. Who cares? Let's just keep doing it and see what they say. I don't think Boone would do that. It's not that important a thing to begin with anyway. How do they not know the rule changed? What else you got going on? You changed the rule and you didn't let the reason that you changed the rule know? He's the guy you changed the rule for. You didn't let him know? You didn't let Boone know? How? How could that happen?
This is why I get a little annoyed with Michael when he starts throwing fits about like rules that he finds to be silly and why don't they get it right in soccer. Baseball's the king of this. Arbitrary changes, things that just happen. How do things slip through the cracks like this?
But it's one thing about the rule change, but how do you not let the team that you changed the rule for know before the game?
Hey, just a heads up, because of what you guys do, we're now doing it differently.
Yeah. I'm telling you, we're going to call a strike. If you pull this again, if you go into the box, we're not going to give you 3-4 seconds to get set and let it milk it till there's 8 left on the clock. We will call a strike on you. And oh, by the way, they called a strike on Caballero. He misses the next pitch, strikes out. So it cost him an out, not knowing the rule. But is it not knowing the rule or not communicating the rule? I'll be very interested to see what baseball has to say. And I will tell you this, that if Major League Baseball says we told Boone, we told Caballero, then you could issue a fine. Because not only are they spitting in the face of the rule, they're claiming you didn't tell them.
Right in the face.
But they're also claiming you didn't tell them.
It's so crazy.
But you're so right. Because if this were soccer, it would be like, this is the stupidest thing in the world.
This is why the sport could never be taken seriously.
But this is really dumb.
It's not good.
Now, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because it's literally the first year in Major League Baseball this is happening. And good on Caballero for trying to get an advantage, and good on Major League Baseball for changing it and making sure he can't do it. But we're not talking about rocket science. We're talking about simply communicating a rule change. And if you ever see, Peter, if you ever go cover a baseball game, you're given packets of information. All you have to do is go to a certain page to find out what a guy's batting average is after the 7th inning when the sun is shining at a certain angle. Like, they have every stat imaginable for all of these guys. It's analytics, Peter. So these managers have every stat available to them. But a rule changed, nobody knows. Nobody knew. I didn't know. I get that from my kid. I didn't know.
Who was it? Was I supposed to say something?
Whatever your name is, we sent you to Yankee Stadium before the game. Did you tell Boone in Caballero that the rule's been changed? Did you put a memo up on the board? Did you explain it to the managers? Did you call Brian Cashman? Did you talk to him about it? Did you let the Pirates know? Oh, I was supposed to do that? Well, the umpires knew. How'd the umpires find out? Umpires didn't change the rule. The umpires were told about the rule. So how did the umpires know and the Yankees didn't? Come on, man.
Can we get it together?
Guys, seriously.
For the love of God. I want to do a backflip.
Was that a stereo?
That was accidental stereo. That was the exact same time.
What, you and Jacob did that the exact same time?
That's right.
I want to do a backflip. Cam Scatterbo sounding like an umpire in Major League Baseball. That's the explanation.
Well, the umpires were the only people that knew. So
but when you say to them, why didn't you mention anything to Aaron Boone and the Yankees? I want to do a backflip. You can't just go changing things.
How do you know? It's so stupid.
Come on, man.
Like, if you explained it to people, like, I'm just trying, but you're not interested in baseball, you're like, well, this is a reason not to be interested in baseball. It's so blanking stupid.
Get it together,
I got to
people.
defend the Yankees here. If you weren't communicated the rule change, and if you watch Walcott, he's excited to do it. He was so happy that the rule changed. Right, so he can't wait to do it. He can't wait to give him a strike. Look at me, I know the rule. And apparently he's the only one who knew. Oh my God.
He's all right?
Well, I just get because you picked at a scab for me.
Which part?
Is that if this happened in hockey, Michael would be like, well, this is why your sport's stupid. Like, if it happened in soccer, well, this is why soccer, because they don't know what the hell's going on. How can you have a sport where you change the rule and you don't tell anybody? How stupid is that? Well, no, this is baseball.
Susan?
Wow. When I'm watching this unfold today, minding my own business, having lunch with my friends,
like you dream,
the people I work with, the people that don't lie to me, and I see this, I never thought the explanation would be, the rule changed and they never communicated it to the Yankees.
So we were supposed to do that, huh? I want to do a backflip.
And the funny thing about baseball, it's so well covered. We'll get to the bottom of this. Did the Yankees lie?
Someone's going to find out.
Who missed? They could have just tweeted it out. What would have killed them to do that? I think most of the players would have found out that way, Peter. Major League Baseball tweeted out, rule change today. 1-800-919-3776. We've got some people that have some conspiracy theories, opinions, and opinions on this. We'll take you up until 6 o'clock, and then we're going to have ENN. And here's the cool thing. We'll have a lot of time after ENN because we're going to take your calls right up until 7 o'clock. It's the Wednesday edition of Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg on ESPN New York.
Donate your car today. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, and I know how a serious accident can change your life just like that.
I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and I understand that with pain comes medical bills and time out of work. Let us get you justice.
This is John Ryan, the closer. For over 35 years, our family has been getting accident victims every dollar they deserve.
I started this firm for the injured so they can bite back against the insurance companies.
Our legacy is to get you justice. Bite back.
To get you paid. bite back.
At D'Agostino and Associates, bite back means fight back. When you're hurt and they blame you, we bite back and get you every dollar you deserve. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, so call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. 1-800-248-3222. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
When you manage an active facility, disruption is not an option. Tricon Construction specializes in healthcare, commercial, and industrial environments where work needs to happen without shutting operations down. That takes detailed planning, clear communication, and safe, disciplined execution. Because when patients are inside, tenants are working, or production has to keep moving, every decision matters. Tricon understands how to work around your business professionally, safely, and efficiently. For complex work inside active facilities, choose Tricon Construction. Visit triconbuilds.com. That's triconbuilds.com.
Summer's here. People are outside walking more, traveling, going to games, barbecues, the beach, just enjoying life. But if you have joint pain, sciatica, or back pain is still holding you back, you don't have to live like that. I'm Bart Scott, and Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is the real deal. Ivy League trained, double board certified with non-surgical treatments that get real results. No cuts, no downtime, no pain medications, just a smart, targeted approach that gets you moving again. Same day or next day appointments are available. Go to SandwellPain.com. Don't let pain steal your summer.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Not an easy ride heading over to the outbound, George. And we've got this Yanks doubleheader. First game wrapped up not too long ago in the Bronx following extra innings. Deegan northbound, especially tough. You're crawling there from the Triborough and the Bruckner heading over to the Cross Bronx. Adding to the delays, a broken down truck underneath the apartments on the upper deck, taking out the left lane. Inbound, Georgia, about 15 to 20 for both the upper and lower decks from 80-95. Even better from the 4 and 46 approaches. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 20 to 30. Outbound Holland closer to 40. Slow go on the belt westbound in Brooklyn. Just picked up that crash over by Rockaway Parkway. Still hitting the brakes from JFK and Queens. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams. Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use promo code RADIO20 for 20% off your first order. That's dripdrop.com, promo code RADIO20.
Rich Eisen here with some advice. If high-interest credit card debt is grinding you down, it might be time to call an audible with a SoFi personal loan. It consolidates your debt into one low monthly payment with no fees required. And with as soon as the same-day funding, you can make the right play fast. Call an audible on your debt today at SoFi.com/debtplay. Loans originated by SoFi Bank N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debtplay.
So the great Anthony Pusic's going to reach out to MLB just to get a statement to find out what their side of the story is. I'm sure they're going to say, hey, we let everybody know the rule change. But something was miscommunicated. I can't imagine Aaron Boone is going to just pretend he didn't know there was a rule change. It's not that big of an advantage. Unless he's just covering for Caballero, who didn't remember or didn't know, and Boone didn't do a good job communicating it to Jose. And Jose did admit that there is a language barrier, so maybe it was explained to him and he didn't understand it. I don't know, but got to get to the bottom of this somehow. But the Yankees do lose a game, lose another game in extra innings, 1-800-919-3776, and Mark in Jacksonville's ticked off about it. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Mark?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
Good. Hi.
Hey, I was, I'm a very analytical guy, and the Yankees' inability to win extra innings. I went back to 2023, and they have the second worst record, only to the White Sox in extra innings.
And up until this year, the White Sox are one of the worst teams in baseball.
Yeah, now they're the second worst in extra innings, going back 4 years now, and they're the going back to the same time frame. They're the fourth worst team in 1-run games. So to me, that's on Boone because the late part of the game is when the decision making is crucial. And I just wanted to wonder what you guys thought about those stats.
Well, it's interesting. I didn't put who to blame. Is it Boone's fault they're not winning close games? All right, let's start with the extra inning stuff. I guess because of the Manfred man. Are they not doing a good enough job, especially when they're home, moving the runner over, getting the sacrifice fly, winning the game that way, playing the small ball when they need to? Or is it just a case of, hey, they don't change their approach, so now you're just trying to hit home runs when just a base hit will do it? But that would only count towards situations where you're home and the game is tied or only down a run. Like today, they had to try to hit a home run because they were down 2. So a 2-run home run would have helped. It's odd for the Yankees, who were not only one of the best teams in baseball every year, but also score the most runs. Now, they haven't scored the most runs this year, but I still think they're in the top 5 or 6 in runs scored. So they shouldn't be this bad in extra inning games. Now, to the next allegation by Mark. Do you believe, Peter, that it's Boone's fault that they don't win these close games? Because managers have to make decisions in those moments, and he's obviously making the wrong decisions because they're not winning close games. I don't know if I'm ready to say that.
I mean, me neither, because I think it's unclear to us what they actually expect their manager to do in those spots. And I know everyone's sick of hearing that.
Well, what decision do you make in a 1-run game that Boone screws up? You have your bullpen. You know the analytics of when you take a starter out, who you go to in the bullpen. You'd have to say, all right, he made the wrong decision going to the wrong guy. That would be a misplay. But as far as, moving a runner over with a sacrifice, getting the batter to hit to the other side so the runner can move over. We talked about this chapter and verse. They don't play that way. It's all about hitting home runs, hitting them in the gap. But you did hear Jazz say the other day, Jazz had a home run. He said, I was just trying to get a sacrifice fly, and I got enough of it that I hit it out of the ballpark. So there are occasions where guys are trying to move runners over, are trying to sacrifice. But it's hey, if you're going to sit there and analyze the numbers, when you see a team that's as good as the Yankees are supposed to be, competing for a World Series, be this bad in extra innings and this bad in 1-run games, something's going on, and it should be analyzed. Now, is it Boone's fault? Is it the way they built the team? But if they digest every single number and make every decision based on what the numbers say, then what do those numbers say? There's no reason a team this good offensively should be this bad in extra inning games. And 1-run games, I mean, sometimes it's just kind of a fluky situation. Of just, hey, some years you win the 1-run game, some years you don't. But I can't jump Mark. That's very interesting to see them be that bad in those two categories. And it's costing them games. They did a great job, Rice, with the 3-run home run. But let's also look at the fact that that's all they got. They got a 3-run home run from Ben Rice in the 7th inning, and that's it. The entire game against a very average Pittsburgh Pirate team in your building, and you scored 3 runs in the 7th, and that was it. In 10 innings, that's all you did. So did they lose the game, Peter, because it was a close game? Did they lose the game because it was an extra innings, or did they lose the game because they scored 3 runs in 10 innings?
Well, but hasn't that also been, when you really look at the Yankees' shortcomings in general over the last 7 years, isn't it usually that?
Well, yeah.
How many games in the big moments, playoffs is what I'm generally talking about, how many of them did you pin on, oh, I can't believe Boone brought in so-and-so to pinch hit. I can't believe he made X pitching move. I'm not saying it never happens, but what percentage of the time? It's low.
No,
they didn't hit.
No, they didn't hit.
That's almost always what it is.
And your big guns didn't hit.
And very often.
So what are you supposed to do? Beat them with chains? I don't know.
Well, in this case, one of your big guns isn't even there.
Well, that's a problem. I think it's very clear, Peter, watching this team play. They're pretty good without Judge, and they can make the playoffs without Judge. They're not winning the thing without Judge. So as much as you get on Judge for not having won a championship, and as much as you get on Judge for not hitting in the postseason, this is what the Yankees look like without Judge. A wild card team. That's what they are. With Jazz and Bellinger, Stanton, who doesn't play. Stanton hasn't played since April 24th. You know what we were doing April 24th? Watching Knicks Hawks.
I had just gotten off WrestleMania. You guys had just done the live show that was like 26 degrees. That's how long ago that was.
That's the last time Stanton. And by the way, he's not close to playing.
Yeah, but it's playoff G. It's not regular season G. It's not post All-Star G.
No, I get it. We'll thaw him out in time for the playoffs.
That's all you need. He's done frozen caveman Stanton.
But at what point do you get with Stanton where you keep opening the fridge and still gotta wait? You keep sticking the knife in to see how deep it goes. Like how much more you have to thaw with a fork. Like all right,
still
an inch.
Frozen.
Still need 2 more inches before he's thawed out. Let's go. Let's go to Naz, who's in Queens. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Naz?
Hey guys, I have 2 things you guys may have left off the list, and 1 question. So what about Ohtani getting caught gambling, throwing his interpreter under the bus, and MLB covering for him because he's a superstar?
You know what?
That's not nothing.
And it's gone away really nicely, hasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly has.
And a bigger one, what about the Houston Astros cheating scandal?
Well, here's the thing.
Thought about that too.
Now, the reason, what's interesting is, Naz, and I'll let you do ask the question, is that it was just, they got caught. But baseball decided not to do anything. It wasn't even a conspiracy theory. It was like, no, we're good. We'll fire all the managers, players, because they told us the truth. We didn't do anything. It was just, I thought, a mismanaged situation. The conspiracy theory, though, Naz, is the wire. Did Altuve wear a wire in, what was it, I guess 19, when he hit the home run off of Chapman? And all of a sudden, when everybody's pulling off their jerseys, he's holding on to the jersey, doesn't want anybody to take the jersey. That's the one, man. That's a good one.
Well, that's where you get really into conspiracy, because some of it's not conspiracy. We just know it to be true.
Right, but
the jersey is the conspiracy.
Yeah, that's a good one, Naz. What's your question?
Okay, so I guess you could consider this a potential conspiracy too. What if MLB did send the Yankees a memo about the rule change, and Aaron Boone didn't get it, or failed to let his team know? Is that a fireable offense?
I don't know if it's a fireable offense, Naz, but it's definitely, you get called on the carpet. Like if I'm Brian Cashman, I'm saying, Aaron, I saw the email. You didn't see this? You didn't know about it? How do you not know about it? But then I could turn around to Brian Cashman and say, well, Brian, why didn't you make sure Boone knew? And it's not a fireable offense, but I think you get a talking to.
And also, if you didn't hear anything, like I want proof. You kind of need to show us how you didn't hear anything. I want a screenshot of the inbox. There's no email? Did you check your spam? No, someone check your spam. Well, was it in promotions?
But let's think about this for a second. Let's use baseball logic, all right? They go over everything before the game. They play the game like several times before it's played, actually, to figure out, what are you going to do here? What are you going to do there? You have meetings. Hitters have meetings with the hitting coach. Pitchers have meetings with the pitching coach. Boone has meetings with everybody. At no point in the 4 hours before you're there at a game, somebody doesn't tell Caballero, by the way, be careful with the 8-second eye contact thing because they changed the rule today. That one slipped through. Right? The starting pitcher has 4 pitches, and he likes to throw a curveball when he's up in the count. You had all those meetings, but nobody mentioned, oh, by the way, they changed the rule. We might want to pay attention to this, guys. We might want to go over. Somebody should get Caballero in here. Explain to him he can't do what he was doing before.
Well, how recently was he doing it?
The other day. Well, they got rained out yesterday.
He does it every at-bat.
He does it every at-bat.
So the last
but if he got called on the carpet, what's today? On Monday.
It was Monday.
Yes.
So you're saying you get called on the carpet for something by Monday.
Yes.
The rule has changed between then and now.
Yes.
It led to a near benches clearing brawl on Monday.
Some will have some explaining to do.
I got to be honest with you. I would not be surprised if they got it like Tuesday night.
Did they check spam?
That's my joke. But you didn't hear me do that?
No, I didn't hear you do that.
But Anthony,
you know I don't listen to you on the show.
I literally just said, "Do you check promotions, updates?" Something's got to be there.
That.
Someone did it.
Are you too? They're too young for AOL, right?
No, I had AOL.
But the mail.
That's right around.
Yeah, but you guys
no,
are
but,
too young
if I
for
go,
really
you've
big.
got mail. You don't know what I'm talking
Yes, absolutely.
I know
it's
dial
a
up and
movie.
everything.
Well, how about this one?
Like me and Jacob heard that man say
really?
that.
I was good.
Dial up, lose the phone. Parents mad at you that you're taking the phone away because you got to plug it in.
Hold on, let me do some math. Here. What year were you born?
94. Jacob?
92.
94.
No, that's turns 92, Jacob.
So what, you were born in 94, Anthony?
Yeah, last I checked.
So in 04, you were 10.
Yeah.
And it was still a dial-up thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we apparently are.
Now the other one, because you remember the other one? It was there was You've Got Mail.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other one that I like was Files Done.
Files Done's big.
I'm surprised they know that.
I used to love the paperclip. Our little friend on Microsoft. He would help.
Yeah.
Here's what you don't.
He was a little shady though. That guy.
Here's what you don't know. And this was a day at Sports Phone when I came in, and we all gathered around it as if it was fire, like the invention of fire.
Hot fire.
Prodigy.
Oh yeah.
Prodigy was my first delve into the internet.
The rapper?
No, not the band. Boom, 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 boom.
Not the rapper or the band.
The
yeah,
two
that
different
I
people,
don't
right?
know.
So there's a Prodigy and a Prodigy?
Oh yeah, Prodigy is one of the great rappers of all time, and the Prodigy is
the Prodigy.
That's who you're talking about.
I hip hop people, not you, but I've known hip hop people that make fun of me liking the Prodigy because apparently they're like a joke. Is that true?
A joke?
Ryan Hurley told me that one time. I was like, you don't like them? They're a joke.
I don't think he knows that they're a joke. He's speaking out of school.
Well, how do you speak out of school? It's his opinion.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the information.
Did you like them?
No, but like not. But it has nothing to do with. But they're not hip hop at all. I mean, they were like real techno, like electronic, and a real.
So you wouldn't play them on
industrial.
Hot.
Like what? The Prodigy? Smack my bitch up?
Well, I don't think you should say that. Why, you know that didn't go over? What are you doing,
was dumb.
man?
Don't worry about it.
I wanted to say it too because that's one of my favorite.
What is
songs
happening today?
But that's goal, unmitigated goal.
It's comfortable.
That's super unmitigated goal.
Or wait, hold on, real quick. We're not on the radio, right?
These guys are programmed to just treat everything that we do as dumpable.
I can't put that out on a podcast.
The name of the song?
Anything that I would dump, I wouldn't put out on a podcast for you. I'm trying to protect you.
But listen, I appreciate it. I'm not ridiculing you. I'm just telling you, like,
be better at your job. I understand, but
no, not that either. But the powers that would be who'd make a decision would be like, oh yeah, I know that song. Of course, not saying anything. It's just the name of the song.
But the powers that be don't know that song.
Yeah, they do.
You think John Winthrop knows that song?
Absolutely.
That's a good song. That whole album is good. You don't like that at all?
I never. Is this weird? I didn't take the song as being a literal meaning of what the word is.
But it's still being said. It wasn't talking about female dogs.
How do you know?
Because I've heard the song, and there's nobody barking. You think he's smacking his dog around?
Well, I don't think he's smacking his girl around either.
I don't think he is either, but he still says that. Well, you don't, in the one comment of the name of the song, be able to explain to the world, well, he doesn't really mean it that way.
No, listen, I've had a rough couple days with my line of comfort.
I'm listening to the song now. I've never heard of it before.
No?
You never heard this? But come on.
I'm surprised you like this, though, Don.
Again,
this is you make no sense.
Find other. There's the whole album is great. It's been a while since I've listened to it. This is mint sports phone, or like 93, 94. I'm just blowing this song up. I'd have the CD, driving to sports phone, making $8 an hour, paying more in tolls than I did making money. I was making bologna sandwiches. Listening to this.
The song caused considerable controversy because of its title and explicit video.
Of course.
Which depicted scenes of drunken and drug-fueled sexual assault and violence. Oh, well, you know what? It's not aging great for me.
I'm not laughing at the meaning of the song. It's just that Peter thought that, no, don't mean it that. No, that's exactly what I meant. Just in case you
it
were
was
confused.
banned by the BBC,
Sure it
and
was.
only an instrumental version was played on BBC One. The lyrics were defended by the band, who said the lyrics were being misinterpreted. The song actually meant doing anything intensely.
Well,
You know what I mean? Like you know when it says, you know when like when you say, "I'm going to make this homework my." Don, you hear me?
I hear what you're saying.
I think that's what they meant.
I hear what you're saying. They were from England. Interesting. That's why being banned on the BBC was not a good thing. Fat of the Land was the album.
Oh yeah, I have it.
97. I thought it was a little earlier than that.
Well, that wasn't their first album, but
play Firestarter when we get back.
Firestarter
when we come back. Firestarter.
No,
Breathe is good.
By the way, Don, I just want to point out again, Don makes no sense. The stuff that he likes, the stuff that there's another word version where he goes, "This is garbage. This is complete garbage."
Well, you know what?
Who would like this crap?
I loved it. We're gonna bump back in with it, and we also have a statement from the crew chief on the Caballero situation when we come back. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
The Yankees, there should be no discussion about what the plan here should be. Just sitting and waiting on Aaron Judge, and I'm going to let his health dictate what I'm doing for the rest of the year. Nope, take a lesson from the Knicks. They ended up in a position where you felt like in the playoffs, well, if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? For the Yankees, it's right there for the taking.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free. so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Empower. Ellie here is getting the sleeve she's always dreamed of. She worked with Empower and planned for her next move, so she got good at money. Now she can be a little bad. Oh, by the way, you spelled journey wrong. No worries. She can afford the cover-up, too. Ooh, check out my tat. It says, invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
There it is. Oh, this brings back memories. It's 1997. Yankees lose to the Indians. Mo gives up a home run to Alomar.
My high school girlfriend at the time lived in Prague. They were big in Prague, as you can
imagine. Yeah, sure.
I went to Europe a couple times at that time.
And, the Giants went 10-5-1 under Jim Fossil.
This song became popular again, by the way, because Call of Duty Black Ops 6 used it as their trailer.
Now we're having a conversation.
Now we know why Anthony knows the song. Because Anthony knew the song. I'm like, how the hell does he know a song when he was 3 years old and he doesn't like music?
It was a good trailer.
It's Anthony Puchik to you and me.
Last I checked.
1-800-919-3776. Ed is in New Jersey. You're on ESPN New York. Hi, Ed.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
The biggest conspiracy and screw job rolled into one has to be the 1972 U.S. men's basketball team.
Well, that was just as poorly officiated as anything has ever been officiated. Like, is it a conspiracy theory, or is just they were really bad at what they did?
It's also there was an off-field official whose last name is Jones who ran from the court down to the court from the stands and told them to replay the 3 seconds over and over again until the Soviets won.
Yeah.
And to this day, that team will never accept those silver medals.
No, and rightly so. It's a great. I think HBO did a doc on it. Thank you, Ed, for the phone call, where they're like sitting in a vault someplace because they just refused to take it.
Oh, I got another one.
It was so bad. But again, is that a conspiracy theory, or just, you know what? We're just really bad at what we do, and we don't care what people think? Because conspiracy theories have to be somewhat hidden. This wasn't even hidden.
Okay, and here's another boxing one you forgot. And he mentioned it because they wouldn't accept the medal. Don?
Yeah.
Roy Jones, 1988 Olympics in Seoul. Absolutely dominated the South Korean fighter and was given the silver medal. Pillar to post, destroyed him. And the game was in, and it was in the, and Don, again, easy to figure out the conspiracy. It was in Seoul, Korea. They gave it to the Korean fighter.
Yeah,
he was completely robbed. Again, you can decide whether or not you think that was.
I was
did you see the video? There was a video moving around recently, about 10 months ago. The fighter who won the gold medal showed up 10 months ago and gave Roy Jones the gold medal.
Really?
That's right.
Well, that was nice of him.
Let's do some math. That's 38 years ago.
Yes. 1988?
Yeah. Gave him the gold medal. I want him to have it.
You probably heard this story. You've heard all my stories. I don't know whether it's because you just have an amazing memory or I just don't have very many stories.
I think both are on the table.
But I did a show with Wally Matthews in the infancy of this radio.
Wally and the Key?
Wally was on remote in Vegas for boxing. And I was back at the station doing the show.
Like you dream.
And he had Roy Jones Jr. on next to him, sitting next to him in Vegas.
Real quick, that's RJJ to you and me.
Yeah. And I asked Wally, who, salt of the earth, hair trigger, though, and also a guy that can't possibly play any game.
He doesn't suffer fools, correct?
No, and he brutally honest. And I didn't know Wally well. And this is a bad thing to do as a co-host. I asked him, while he's sitting next to Roy Jones Jr., does he believe Roy is the best pound-for-pound fighter in the sport? This would have been 02?
Feels pretty safe, though. 02? It feels it feels like the conversation. I'm going to say, in that moment in time, you're talking about Roy Jones, Felix Trinidad, James Toney.
So it's not a bad question.
But I still would have thought no. And I think
Roy was, because Wally's like, how dare you put me on a spot like that?
Afterwards or the moment he said it?
Afterwards. Well, he said it on the air and then gave me an earful after, like, why would you put me in that spot? So clearly the answer was no, he's not.
Because otherwise, if it's easy, then you just set him up with a nice, easy layup to compliment.
That's what I thought I was doing.
Right. That's what you thought you were doing.
I'm not any kind of fight expert, but 20-something years ago, I knew how good Roy Jones Jr. was.
Right.
And I figured it was safe with him sitting there that calling him because that's what everybody was calling him. Like, that's where I get pound for pound when I talk about Dave Rothenberg. I picture Roy Jones Jr. when I say it.
Yeah.
That was always the way they described him.
That's right.
Right? Am I wrong?
No.
So
now I don't know the timeline of had he just lost to Antonio Tarver? No, that was years later.
No. This was right in when he was being called. Yeah, so I thought it was a layup. But I guess Wally, who was a boxing expert, either thought it was inappropriate to ask even though it was obvious, or it wasn't obvious. Let's go to Britt, who's in Jersey. You're on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, how are
How's
you?
it going?
Good.
Good. So you guys have brought up UNLV basketball a couple of times, and every single time it just breaks my heart because after that 91 championship, the loss of the championship, nothing has been the same for that program. And it's been really actually sad to grow up around. So I'm Vegas born and raised. And I covered the team during the Dave Rice era.
Oh, wow.
That was supposed to be this huge comeback and this huge thing. Him and Stacey Osman both come back. And it was the biggest dumpster fire I have ever been a part of, I've ever witnessed. So much backstabbing. And, again, I mean, the program just has not been the same since then. We had Lon Kruger for a little bit. He made a couple of runs. His son actually was the coach in recent years before Josh Pastner just took over. That couldn't even get people riled up. The program has completely died. It's so unfortunate. The fact that you guys have brought it up a couple of times, it just shows how powerful that loss was. It has had long-lasting effects.
Yeah, it's not yesterday either, Britt. And thank you for the call. It must have been something to follow that team. But yeah, it is over. Want to throw this in before we got Ian and Brendan Cuddy. We got a quote from the crew chief today, who was Adrian Johnson. He wasn't the home plate umpire, but he was the crew chief. Said Major League Baseball told umpires not to issue a warning to Jose Caballero and instead issue a violation to him immediately if they felt he broke the pitch clock rules today. Pool reporter, which was him, asked, was Caballero warned prior to the automatic strike? Here's the rub, Peter. Johnson said he's been warned all season. Here we go. We were instructed not to warn him. We were instructed to violate him. That's what it is. It's a violation. So they're playing the games of you're playing games, so we're not going to. So it's not really a rule change per se. It's just now enforce it. We're tired of warning you. Now we're enforcing it. But my problem is when they enforced it, it was at 8 seconds. So it wasn't a violation to me.
Right. They jumped the gun. That's what you're saying, right?
And the Yankees are claiming that the rule changed. They've done this song and dance before.
This is the misunderstanding. The rule didn't change. They're just going to now enforce it. So that's the change. But the fact is and maybe the wiggle room of, you know what, we're not going to give you these 3-4 seconds
I think that's
anymore.
the problem.
But it's not a rule change. It's like now we're going to enforce it. You've been busted our you know what. Now we're going to bust yours. But that's just not the way you do business. But anyway, ENN's coming up next. More on this. More on everything. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready
Need to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
When care matters most, experience matters more. The Allure Group is redefining rehabilitation and long-term care across New York with 6 convenient locations. Their expert clinicians create personalized care plans to help you recover, rebuild, and get back to what matters most. From short-term rehab to long-term care, Allure is committed to comfort, dignity, and results. To learn more, visit allurecare.com. The Allure Group, where care meets compassion.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com. Protecting your home inside and out.
Miller time. People think it just happens, but that's not true. You know what you gotta do? You gotta go say hello with some beers. Make the plans. Forget the couch. Go to that thing. Play the game. See them in person. Talk to that stranger. Live a little. Small acts of rebellion that bring us together. Because legendary moments start with a light. It's Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And now it's time for traffic. Here's Brandy Scott.
Thanks so much, guys. Not an easy ride heading over to the outbound, George. And we've got this Yanks doubleheader. First game wrapped up not too long ago in the Bronx following extra innings. Deegan northbound, especially tough. You're crawling there from the Triborough and the Bruckner heading over to the Cross Bronx. Adding to the delays, a broken down truck underneath the apartments on the upper deck, taking out the left lane. Inbound, Georgia, about 15 to 20 for both the upper and lower decks from 80-95. Even better from the 4 and 46 approaches. Outbound Lincoln, your best ride at 20 to 30. Outbound Holland closer to 40. Slow go on the belt westbound in Brooklyn. Just picked up that crash over by Rockaway Parkway. Still hitting the brakes from JFK and Queens. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you've saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's GUSTO.com. Gusto.com.
Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. The hard iced tea taste you know and love, but with an 8% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and brings your daytime drinking to the next level. Just look for the bright yellow cans in the cooler and get ready to dial up the fun. Big flavor, extreme kick. Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is an ENN special report. Now reporting...
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports. Do what you want. It's ENN.
ENN tonight's brought to you by Zuffa Boxing. Zuffa is coming to New York City July 26th at MSG, the Infosys Theater. Incredible double main event.
Incredible.
That's this Sunday. I may have to pop by. I'm going to be on Long Island this weekend, but I may pop by because you got Edgar Berlanga taking on Stephen Butler. Plus, you got Richard Hitchens and Ricardo Salas. It's going to be awesome. You want to win tickets? Just head to the ESPN New York app, find the contest tile, submit your entry. Don't miss a huge night of boxing brought to you by Madison Square Garden. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. That's Zuffa Boxing.
If you haven't seen boxing live, even if you're not the biggest fan of it, it's still an experience. I remember
it's awesome.
I did a Ranger game, and after the Ranger game, I was heading to the parking lot. But at the theater, there was a fight.
You just walked right in?
And I had my pass, and I walked in and just watched a couple. I didn't know who was fighting.
When was this? Recently?
10, 12 years ago. It was a while ago. And it's like, it's pretty cool to see. Because I was like right there I was more than maybe 10 yards from the ring. Because you know how the theater is that all the seats are kind of on the one side. Yeah. And it was pretty cool.
I love boxing in person.
Who was the Russian
Drago,
champion?
Ivan Drago.
The brothers.
Well, they weren't Russian, but you mean the Klitschkos?
Yeah, Klitschkos.
Ukrainian.
But who? That's a big difference. It wasn't as much then. Now it is now. Yeah. One of them was married to a famous actress.
Yes.
Who was it?
Vlad.
Again? Who was
Vlad Klitschko was married to the little blonde from Nashville.
No. Oh, not Tara Reid. But
no,
I know. Yeah. And so she was there watching. They were there watching it. But he wasn't fighting, but he was there. But
right.
It's something to say.
It's an experience, if you've never done it. Jacob, you been to a fight before?
No, never.
Anthony, you been to a fight?
He's on the phone.
He's on the phone with us.
Good evening, Don.
He's still big. He's still huge.
Good evening, Don.
My name's John Savio.
Good evening, Don.
My wife, cringe.
That's a tough drop. Don?
We were instructed to violate him. Well, that's what it said.
To myself. What? The prodigy? Smack my up?
Well, I don't think you should say that.
To myself?
I want to do a backflip. Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah, Hayden Panettiere.
Oh, I was a fan.
Oh, come on. You have eyes.
She went through a lot of stuff.
Your tooth was bad, not your eye.
But then she went through a lot of stuff, remember? Like that was like her mental health was like I forget what happened, maybe with pregnancy later. Because they got divorced, right? And then she married someone else?
They were never married.
Sorry, they dated, and then she married and divorced a guy.
Yeah.
And I think their relationship was very troubled.
Because they were together from 2009 to 2011, and then got back together in 2013 and stayed together through 2018. But they were never married.
Her and Vlad?
Yes.
But then who'd she marry?
I don't think, well, it doesn't say she married anybody.
I thought she married someone. I really enjoyed Nashville at first. I thought that was a quality program.
She's only 36, so she was like really young then. Because I'm talking like she was like in her mid-20s when they were together.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to see if she was married. I'm going to investigate this.
Good evening to Catherine Scorsese.
What's the matter, compadre? Don't you talk? Don't you say anything? Shut up, you're always talking.
She loves.
Shut up, you're always talking.
Get her? No.
Shut up, you're always talking.
My wife, cringe.
Shut up, you're always talking.
He's still big. He's still huge. According to Wikipedia and IMDb, she was never married.
Engaged.
And she grew up in Palisades, New York.
But you don't see a thing about like her personal life. I don't want to get too like whatever inappropriate. But
and she has a child with Klitschko.
Is the child with Klitschko?
Yes.
But she had some sort of struggle.
Yeah, she had a postpartum depression, and she was dating Brian Hickerson, and they had a situation.
Domestic abuse situation.
Oh, come on, man.
By the way, hold on. How is that possible?
Because people are animals.
No. How is it possible? And again, I know nothing about the details, so I should read up on this. How is it possible that little Hayden Panettiere would have a monster? Because yes, there are men who are sick monsters, but her baby dad is Vlad Klitschko.
Right? You would think,
it's Vlad Klitschko.
Yeah, that's
the mother of his child.
Right?
Vlad. Vlad was like 6'8", 290.
And you know
you
what?
better think twice before I do it.
Pretty good with his hands. Like he kind of knows how to throw down.
Vlad Klitschko. Man, let me just get the button ready.
Drop!
Vladimir Klitschko. When I went and met Mike Tyson for the first time, when I was waiting to meet Tyson all day, the way I got into the gym was through the great Freddie Roach, one of the great trainers in the history of boxing,
Yes.
famous trainer of many people, including Vlad Klitschko, Mike Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, etc. And I just got to sit there and pepper him with questions all day. And he said that the hardest mitts he ever caught in his life, the most just ridiculous on the pads, was Vlad Klitschko. No one punched like him. Wow. His hands, dude, he had awesome. There were the Klitschko's, man, underrated. It was not a glorious era, but they had some great moments in boxing.
Which one fought Lennox Lewis?
Vitali.
And they were in, was it Ocean's 11 together? Remember that?
Yeah, Vitali turned out to be the better fighter because Vlad didn't have the jaw.
Right.
Vitali was the real champion who lasted, and then Vitali. The heavyweight generations always leads to another. Anthony Joshua eventually knocked out Klitschko, and that was kind of what put Anthony Joshua on the map.
Mm.
And now I guess we're back. That's probably 10 full years ago, if it was a day.
Anthony Joshua was the one we had in studio.
That's
back in the
right,
day.
gentleman. And guess what happened the week that we had him in the studio?
He got beat.
That's right. Andy Ruiz.
But he was
a big underdog.
Yeah.
Andy Ruiz at MSG.
But he was nice.
Vape Ape era. I went with my dad. It was one of the upsides of the Vape Ape era that I always smile on, which is because I was alone and miserable. That fight was coming up. And Don, you may not believe this. There was a time when I could get into the suite. It happened every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I went to that fight, and I had tickets. And my dad was like, by the way, I'm telling you, this would have never happened if I had still been married. But my dad felt so bad for me, I feel, at the time, that my dad was like, I'll come to New York and go to the fight with you. And so me and my dad went to a fight. Only time the only time in my life, me and my dad, the two of us just went to a sporting event.
But that's cool.
Oh, it was awesome. That's what I'm saying. It was a silver lining. You go back through the bad times and you find these little silver linings. And that was a nice one. You'll be happy to know I booked vacation. Well, I booked a trip.
Okay.
I'm going to Mexico.
Wow.
You ever been?
No, I don't have any interest.
No interest in Mexico?
Oh, man.
What the hell is he talking about?
Because there's a lot of beautiful places where I can drink the water.
Why is that your highest priority?
Well, because it's important.
But you're at a resort. I'm not wandering the streets by myself.
Well, you never know. I want to venture out.
They also have bottled water.
There's tons of bottled water.
But I got to brush my teeth. You forget.
Hold on, and you realize, just so you know,
where are the ice cubes coming from?
Most of the places, it seems like most of the places I visit, it's like, hey, just don't do too much with the tap water. Most places.
Yes.
I'm good. There's so many beautiful places where I don't have to worry about it.
But where? Even Boston, they don't have fluoride in the water. Or that used to be a thing.
I've gone to Turks and Caicos. I love going to Bermuda. I've been to St. Thomas is wonderful.
And you're sure they have no issues with the...
I never had any issues, and nobody told me I had issues.
But you're confident Mexico can't drink the water?
You definitely can.
Anywhere in Mexico?
Montezuma's revenge, my friends.
Well, so it's permanent. They're never going to have drinkable water.
Look, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Same way that I'll go to Taco Bell tonight.
Hold on, but Anthony, real quick,
I wouldn't drink the water
before you end up accidentally defending Don. Is that a reason to not want to visit Mexico?
Yes. No, it's absolutely no reason. You're also, I imagine that you're not.
It makes no sense.
I imagine you're not staying at the one season. I imagine they'll have bottled.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I imagine they'll have bottled water.
I'm just at winter.
No, but I've heard stories. The beautiful resorts, and for whatever reason, they were very careful with the water. But you know what? They got bad ice cubes in their drink, and then they got sick.
When I went to Cancun, I did not drink the tap water.
All right. But I can go to other places that are equally beautiful where there's no concern. So I just go there. I'm sure it's a wonderful place, and maybe I'm missing out. But there's plenty of places that have sand and sun and beautiful resorts where you don't have to worry about soft serve.
I also never worry about, in your pants, I also never worry about tap water much when I'm on vacation. More often than not, water's getting poured when you're at a restaurant or you're at a bar that will give you water.
I'm good.
Chocolate soft serve. in your pants.
I'm not judging anybody.
But here's the other thing. See, and Anthony, this is where I'm talking to you because you're a civilized human being.
Really?
No, hear me out.
Well, am I that off?
Because you're also, well, two things.
That's a good, am I that off? Yeah.
That's pretty good. Two things. One, the point we're making about the bottled water. You think I chose, literally, this was my search terms, guys. And I'm not saying I got it right. Maybe I'll blow it. My search terms were 5-star family-friendly resort. That's all. I want 5-star. They're not forgetting and accidentally giving you chocolate soft serve in your pants.
No, they wouldn't.
That's not how you get to 5-star. And also, Don, the thing you're missing out on about Mexico, if you will, it's me and Anthony's favorite part about it, I guess. It's Mexican food. Like you dream about. So, listen, all due respect to the Bahamas. I love the Bahamas.
I'm not a big fan of the Bahamas.
Or Turks and Caicos. I was there a couple years ago with Natalie.
Love it.
Lovely place.
Lovely place. Very expensive, by the way.
Very.
Ridiculously expensive. And also, with all due respect to my people from Turks and Caicos, if there are any people from Turks and Caicos, I don't know what Turks and Caican food is, but I know what Mexican food is. Number one on my power rankings.
I understand. I'm a big Mexican food fan, but Turks and Caicos, I can venture out to the village
and drink the water.
And not have any concern. Same thing with St. Thomas is terrific. You ever landed St. Thomas? They've got the runway and they got the water on both sides. Oh, great. And it's also U.S. property, so you're technically not out of the country.
I did hear back from baseball, by the way. That's the call I took.
You reached out to me. Oh, they called?
We're in the middle of talking about this.
Yeah, I'm sorry, baseball. We're in the middle of some big stuff.
Anthony Puzek
So what
continues.
happened?
So they essentially confirmed what was told to us in the pool report by the crew chiefs. The rule has not changed, guys. This rule has been on the books since 2023. They actually cited to me that Wilson Contreras was also a big violator of this rule. And the 8-second part, yes, all of that. The part that was mentioned about you're not going to be able to stand in there for 3-4 seconds anymore, there's another part of the rule that was explained to me called circumvention, which is conduct to deceive a pitcher. So if what they're telling Caballero now is, and they've given him warnings, and baseball confirmed to me, you don't have to give him warnings anymore. You're going to issue him a strike. If he's going to go in the box, he has to be ready to face the pitcher and look at the pitcher before 8 seconds and go. He cannot potentially try and get the pitcher into his set or his windup in an effort to deceive him. That is baseball's take. There has been no rule change.
Interessante.
But I need to know if the rule is 8 seconds.
But that's only part of it. The other part of it, Don, the 8-second part, he's not in violation of whatever. That wasn't why he got the strike. They are now not issuing him a warning anymore, which we see every 3 or 4 games with him. If he is attempting in their mind, in their mind's eye, Susan, to circumvent the rule and deceive the pitcher, which, however he may try to do that, standing in the box, keeping his head down until it's close to 8 seconds, they can issue a violation to him because he's attempting to deceive the pitcher.
Okay.
And there we have it.
So
the rule has not changed.
All right.
It's been on the books the same way since 2023 from baseball.
But the Yankees apparently don't agree with this. The manager called it a joke.
They did do that.
So there's a disconnect there somewhere.
That is very, very interesting and very odd.
Interesting.
I would have said the Hard Rock in Cancun, Peter, but I'm sure you're going to a lovely place.
Why? You like the Hard Rock?
It's very nice.
We consider you stayed there?
I have stayed there. It's very nice.
And plus, I can find places that are closer. I don't have to fly, the whole country.
Listen, I love the Caribbean. I just like to mix things up.
I'm a Caribbean guy.
Yeah, I think I did Hotel Rio when I was in Cancun. Pretty nice.
Rio Palace?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Rio does a nice job.
Well, I might have been open to it, but the way that I was attacked, I'm never going.
I just don't know why you wouldn't want to pass up Mexican food.
You got Cancun, Tulum,
so many options.
Oh yeah.
Now, my wife came up with Cancun this time around. We do all kinds of different stuff. Our goal was just we want to go someplace where we can lay on the beach. There's some kid stuff for the baby to do, and we can chill. This was our last trip was running around Italy. This time we want to stay put. This is like Don reads a book every 2 weeks. This is the 1 week where I get to read a book. My hope. That's my hope. Although I'm at an age now with the baby that am I really going to read at the beach? Or am I going to be building sandcastles? And
I'm reading the Cat Stevens book. I'm 220 pages in, not even close to halfway.
You're not even making a dent.
Really interesting, though. But it's big. But I did finish the Lionel Richie, and that was like 450.
I can't believe what
that
you
was
do.
really.
How do you do this? I just don't understand it. I can't believe how the way that you're able to get through these books. I can't believe it. It makes me feel really stupid.
I'm not trying to make anybody feel stupid.
I appreciate that, but I do. I can't read books like that. It's unreal, man. All right, let's hear from Jeff Passan on the likelihood of Skubal getting traded.
So we put it at 60%, which was down about 30% from our last update when the Tigers looked like they were absolutely dead in the water. They have some life at this point, and Detroit's been playing well. We're seeing the best of the Detroit Tigers, and over the next 7 to 10 days, they're really going to determine their fate. If they keep winning, Tarek Skubal will not be traded. If they feel like that they can make a playoff run, Tarek Skubal is going to remain there. But if not, whether it is the Atlanta Braves, the Milwaukee Brewers, the Tampa Bay Rays, the Philadelphia Phillies, the Los Angeles Dodgers even, everyone is going to want Skubal because he is arguably the best pitcher in the world, and headlining a rotation in the postseason with him puts you in prime position to win a World Series.
Now, time's running out. Today's the 22nd already, so we're only 9 days away. The Tigers are 5.5 back of the last wild card, and they are sitting 6 back in the loss column to Boston, who won their 15th in a row, by the way, today. So they tied the franchise record set in 1946 for consecutive wins. So Boston now finds themselves 4 games above 500, and they have the last wild card. 15 straight wins, pretty incredible. Plus 49 run differential. But when I was talking about the run differential the other day, Peter, the Detroit Tigers are one of just 2 teams to have a plus run differential that are out of the playoffs, and their plus 24 is the best of those teams. They've got to climb over Houston, who's a minus 48, Minnesota minus 36, Baltimore minus 17, and in Seattle, a plus 17. So Seattle's pretty good, but they've lost 2 in a row. Baltimore's lost 2 in a row. Minnesota's lost 4 in a row. So the Tigers, who've won 6 of their last 10, they're going to have to start gaining some ground, Peter. But the American League is so weak, and with everybody looking at what Boston's done, are they thinking, hey, all we have to do is win 6, 7 in a row, and maybe we can find ourselves in the playoffs? I mean, none of these teams are very good.
Did Boston win last night?
They got rained out last night. They won this afternoon.
Okay, so it's 15.
15 straight.
Or 15.
Pretty incredible what they have done that. They were at one point they were 15 games under 500. And they must have a doubleheader today, right? Because they got rained out last night. I'm just seeing if they're going to make it up today or they make it up later. No, they're playing tonight, so they're playing again. So they could break their franchise record with a win tonight.
I don't think there's anything I could have predicted less about what the times we'd be living in America. Than that Kelsey Grammer does interviews on Planet Tyrus, the Fox News show hosted by the guy. What was his name as a wrestler again?
Oh, the Funkasaurus.
Yeah, the Funkasaurus.
Funk is on a roll.
What's going on?
Funk is on a roll.
That was a time. I got to tell you, that was a time in wrestling.
Oh, boy, was it.
You could define that as a time.
Kelsey Grammer. You're familiar, right, Don?
Yes. Frazier.
That's Frazier to you.
What was his actual name?
Well, he had the Funkadactyls with him, of course.
Yes, we have to have the Funkadactyls.
Oh, Naomi and
one of them was Naomi, yeah.
Oh, Naomi was of
and
course.
Alicia Fox.
No, not Alicia Fox. Not Alicia.
It wasn't
Fox.
Alicia Fox?
No, it wasn't. You son of a gun. It was not Alicia Fox. I'm forgetting the girl's name. But Don, this guy was a wrestler. Brodus Clay.
That, yes.
This guy, this big old dude who was a fledgling WWE star at a time in which WWE was not in its most glorious moment. He's gone on to a career as like a stalwart on Fox News.
Okay.
So just there being a time when the interview that is happening would be Kelsey Grammer and this guy, Don, Brodus Clay, who used to have the Funkadactyls with him. The two of them sitting around to talk politics was just not a thing I ever
But
saw.
they're of like political view, right?
They're of like
he's a host on Fox. I know Kelsey leans right.
If by leaning, do you mean when you look at him, all you see is his hip because his head is on the ground? That's how far to the right he is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's on the ground.
A Tennessee mayor almost, previously almost killed the Secretary of Education.
That's a great point.
So anything could happen.
Anything can happen because he's talking about the wrestler Kane, who now is the mayor of
Knoxville. Is it?
No,
it's in Tennessee somewhere.
Knox County or something. It's not Knox.
I think that's closer, Knox County, Tennessee. Yeah.
And he once, gave Linda McMahon a pile driver. Think about the time we're living in. But Donald Trump's been stunned.
He has.
The president of the United States has been stunned before by Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Venture to guess he can't go within 200 feet of the president.
Yeah, not after stunning him like that. What do you think of John Jastrzemski's suit up there, Don?
It's a choice. I don't think the socks match.
Is that Scar? Yeah, he's got Scar on his socks.
What? I'm sorry?
The lion from The Lion King.
He's wearing Scar socks?
Yeah.
What are people doing?
That's definitely Scar socks.
Remember what Don said to Kevin Nagandi? And I think he was way out of line. But
I do remember it.
I was thinking
You got the job, you ass!
Can you believe you got
Somebody died, ass!
I don't know if that is relevant, but worth playing at the very least.
What was that? What was the reason?
It was during Fraud Alert Friday, and it was asking if I would be a fraud if I wore the cowboy jersey as a pallbearer for my cousin.
Right.
yeah. And so Don got so angry at this person who we don't know saying that they would call someone a fraud because they were a pallbearer. And what did he say to him again?
Somebody died, ass!
Why do you think you haven't learned yet that you just can't use ass as a way to name call? Because it doesn't work with other words.
What do you mean?
Like, for example, do the one he said to Nagandi again.
You got the job, you ass!
Ya ass is tough. And then you use the other one.
Somebody died, ass!
It just doesn't work.
Why does it
For
work?
whatever reason.
I think it's spectacular.
For whatever reason, there's something about the word starting with an A that just makes it tough. Anthony, you hear what I'm saying? It's not coming out organically.
It's almost like a glitch right before he
It's
gets
like a
to
glitch.
ass.
No.
Yeah,
but
think about it. In both cases, somebody died, you ass.
You got the job, you ass! Somebody died, ass!
I'm calling him an ass.
But it doesn't.
Comma.
So it's like somebody died, period.
Yeah,
ass, period.
It requires
I'm
this
making
stop.
two separate statements. I'm making a statement that somebody died, and then I'm calling him an ass.
Well, it almost sounds like with the stoppage, it's like he makes a statement, and then a woman with a lovely derriere walks right by, and he has to say both. Go ahead, play it again.
Somebody died, ass! You got the job, you ass!
Now I'm calling Nagandi an ass.
Right, well, how could you do that, by the way? Maybe the
Because
nicest seeming guy on the
No,
network.
I don't know him. He seems like a nice guy, but he dressed like an ass. So that's what I was trying to say. He got the job, you ass.
Like he
what,
wasn't
What am I
auditioning.
doing wrong? I think it makes perfect sense. It's a great drop. It lives forever.
But don't you think what's funny about it is that the way it's coming out doesn't sound like, for example, if you were to go to the famous drops about Evan Neal,
yes,
the insults fit better.
Boo him! Boo his ass!
Yeah. See, are you guys?
His fat ass!
If you guys
fat
go to
works.
Giants camp, can we please try to
but
get
I
Evan
am
Neal?
trying
We have
to tell
to
you
get Evan Neal Giants camp.
that I'm calling his ass fat. So I got to say.
PHAT or
Don't stop booing!
That sounded like a compliment.
Boo his fat ass. His ass.
Boo his sorry ass!
I'm
So
not-
sorry works with him.
I am
And so does fat.
critiquing his behind.
Right.
With Nagandi and with the guy from Fraud Alert Friday, I'm calling them
Right.
an ass.
But that's why it doesn't work as well.
And in one, I separate it into two sentences. The other one, I had it. Well, how else should I have said it?
You know what my favorite?
I guess "ya's" not technically a word. It's slang for,
Yours.
You asked.
Yeah.
Pierre, I don't know if this happens to you, but my favorite part of Twitter.
Another drop.
Well,
There's a lot of drops in this segment.
You ass. You wouldn't say that?
No, you would. That makes sense.
Right.
You got the job, you ass.
Right.
But even that feels a little, it doesn't come out right.
But no, it comes out fine.
Anthony, what were you saying?
Nobody has really articulated a way to fit that word into so many different sentences.
I don't know if this happens to you, Peter, but it makes me smile and makes my heart happy when I go on Twitter, and we don't know the For You now, has nothing to do with things you actually or have anything related to you.
They're feeding you.
But I'll get some gems of, I'll see Don in our 3 now removed studios going, clown show, because somebody goes, the Yankees in extra innings. And it's a random person that pulls up Don saying that, or somebody they don't like going, if you see this person and it's Don saying boo him over and over again and you just laughing in the corner. I just love how Don's reach goes past these walls.
Chocolate soft serve in your pants.
Has that ever happened to you?
Yeah.
Somebody you don't know playing a Don meme on your timeline?
I haven't seen it from I've seen him pop up obviously at different times when he had a big moment. But I don't know that I've seen someone I just happen to follow randomly.
I will every once in a while when I'm flipping around Twitter, all of a sudden see a video of me ranting. And it's in a comment.
Say his name!
But I'm not in it. You know what I'm saying?
Spit in your face!
They're not adding me or as Don LaGreca would say, I do see that. It's just the video.
Just the video.
Somebody does it. Somebody in Nebraska someplace says, I need something.
Yeah, I need someone who looks like a lunatic.
It comes up in the gifts, I guess.
Ow!
It's so.
Thank you.
This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
You've had a lot of moments.
That's just rude.
I think I speak for everybody when I say thank you for the phone call.
Come on, Rodney, wake up.
Rodney, remember Rodney?
Bluey.
Do I remember Rodney?
Yeah.
I see Rodney.
We do. Yeah, we all do.
We all see Rodney. Don't you see Rodney?
Was it you see him at Flick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him at Flick.
Oh, I've seen Rodney.
Maybe a calendar year.
Do you ever see what's her face?
Joan?
Yeah.
Almost every time.
No, but it's funny. That's the third time she was brought up today. Jeff Scopin.
Third time.
Brought it up. And
Big day for
Mike
Joan.
Brownshire.
Well, Brownshire and Joan have a very strong relationship.
Yeah, it's deep.
But I've seen her much more recent than I've seen Rodney. These are all the people that are at the ABC commissary.
I love Joan, and you might say I should feel bad for saying what's her face, but I don't feel bad because recently, and this is after talking to her for years and years, and I don't feel bad about this either, though, Don, that she asked me what my name was after knowing her for a very long time. So I don't have to. I don't want anyone to judge me for accidentally referring to Joan as what's her face.
Okay.
She is wonderful, though. Lovely lady. Always brought nothing but cheer when we would go to the calf. That'll do it for ENN.
Stick it up, you know what.
Okay. Last call crew coming up. 1-800-919-3776. We'll take you up until 7 o'clock. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
Here we go.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Giants start out the season 0-3, forget it. What's going to happen to 65 or sooner? Well, kill it. Gets a little adversity.
You have a 5-year plan that after 3 weeks you're going to punt on.
Yeah, I can't handle 0-3 again.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan.
70 or sooner. But that's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. No, how could it?
No, it's not going to.
DiPietro and Rothenberg. Morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
This is the Michael K. Show.
You might all disagree with me on this. 7th game of the World Series. Yankees have to win to be champions. Every single one of their starting pitching is available. I could choose between Garrett Cole, a former Cy Young Award winner. I could choose between Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Will Warren, Ryan Weathers, or Cam Schlittler. There's one guy on the staff that's dominant and great, and that's Schlittler.
The Michael K. Show, weekdays at 1 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Presented by the Parisman Firm.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino and Associates. Did you know Social Security takes money out of every paycheck you earn? Paycheck after paycheck. And you're not supposed to touch that money until you're 67? What if you can't work? What if you need that money now? The system is challenging and most people get denied. That's a fact. D'Agostino and Associates has the experience to win, and we win a lot. If you filed for Social Security disability benefits and were denied, let us appeal. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. Bite Back means fight back. 1-800-248-3222. We'll fight to get you paid. D'Agostino and Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and handles Social Security disability claims and appeals. Remember, if you've been denied, call us first. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino and Associates. We win a lot.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Harry Douglas here to help you get in on the sweet life with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. It's that classic throwback cotton candy flavor, but with 0 sugar and a 5-hour energy boost. I keep these with me so I can tackle that sweet tooth with a tasty caffeine kick and no guilty sugary aftermath. Bring on the sweetness with Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy Shots. Cotton Candy 5-Hour Energy. Available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
Hey, it's Wendy here. Are you looking to rebound from your high-interest credit card debt? A SoFi personal loan could help. Consolidate your debt with a SoFi personal loan into one low monthly payment, and you could save money on interest over time. And with as soon as the same day funding, you could hit the ground running ASAP. Apply today with no fees required at SoFi.com/debt-rebound. Loans originated by SoFi Bank. NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891. Fast funds terms apply at SoFi.com/debt-rebound.
One 1-800-919-3776. The last call crew take up until 7 o'clock. Got a full show tomorrow as well. It'll be That Guy Thursday. And then we will have the Fraud Alert Friday on Friday. And that show will be until 6:30 as the Mets get back into the fold. Let's go to Steve in New Jersey. You're on ESPN New York. What's going on, Steve?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call.
Always.
I'm just so frustrated about the game today. You know, the one-run losses and the over, the Manfred man stuff that they always lose. How about in the third and fourth inning when you have guys on first and second base and no outs, at least but they didn't advance past there. Nobody moves and they're unproductive outs. And then you got Boone saying, well, we like our approach. And he better choose his words very carefully in the next couple of days because either Major League Baseball's lying, he's lying, or Caballero's lying because they're coming out and saying that's the rule.
Well, they're going to play the semantics game, Steve, of he said about it, but at some point they're going to have to get him on board. Major League Baseball, whether it's right or wrong, is making an example of him, and he is going to have to get on board. Because if the umpires are going to be throwing strikes at him left and right, it's going to hurt his chances of getting on base. It's going to hurt their chance of scoring some runs because, Steve, you know, even though it should be better, without Judge, this is a very ordinary offensive team. And they pitched pretty well.
So
it wasn't Cole's fault today.
You can't put, well, that's the other thing. You score some runs there when you have first and second and nobody out, and your pitchers don't have to be perfect. You know, maybe Cole pitches a little more. Maybe you don't use 5 pitchers in the top of a doubleheader. And you know, they don't take care of the opportunities. And now Boone is just reverting back to the old Boone. In the beginning of the year, I thought, oh, hey, he's going to keep Volpe down. And then Lollipop Gate happens, and he turns right around and starts joking about it the next day. And now it's, Caballero doesn't know the rule. Major League Baseball changed the rule on us. He's just reverting back to his old self.
You're talking to Steve, thank you. You're talking to two people in Peter and myself that are Aaron Boone fans. All right, not because we're Yankee fans, but we think he's a good manager and we think he's a good guy. But I don't know if Peter will jump on board with this. But with as bad as the American League is, if this team loses the division to the Tampa Bay Rays, who have like a third of the Yankees' payroll, and if this team gets bounced early in the playoffs, how do you not have it on the table that maybe you just got to change the manager? Honestly. Now, are they going to still fall? We didn't have Judge for most of the year. We didn't have Stanton for most of the year. Cole didn't start the year. Fried got hurt. Rodon got hurt. And just kind of march it back?
But what's the point?
Will something happen?
But what's the point of firing him?
The point.
How is this the issue? What does it solve?
Sometimes it's just, we're going to have to make a change. All right? Because eventually you're going to have to answer this question. And I'm not saying you should fire him. I'm just saying it's on the table. Have a discussion. Have a conversation about it. You let Joe Girardi go, who won you a World Series and went to Game 7 of the League Championship Series in his last year. And you brought in Boone. And what is it? So 18 to 28 seasons as Yankee manager, 9. And you didn't win a World Series? You went to 1? And now in the last season, you had injuries. Everybody's got injuries. And you're losing out to Tampa? And you can't win a weak-ass American League? Like, I'm sorry, it can't be a conversation. I'm not saying that
I hear you.
You ultimately decide, all right, you know what? We're going to bring Boone back because we think he's a good manager. We don't think it's his fault. And the injuries are the injuries, okay? But I to say that, no, he just had, then I guess he does have a job for life. Survive missing the playoffs in 23. You go to a World Series, but you don't follow it up by going back. And now the American League is just a wasteland, and you're not going to take advantage. Managers get fired, Peter. You don't have a job for life, right? They thought they could do better with Girardi. Did they? I'm just saying it's on the table. I don't want to see anybody.
I hear you too. I see why it has to be on the table. I just don't. Until they decide to change their philosophy on how they do things, they're not going to matter. So
now you're asking to let Cashman go. We know that's not.
And we know but that would be the one that at least makes sense because that's the philosophy.
But to defend the Yankee fans for a second, and all the Yankee splaining whatever, this is just not what they do. At what point do you change what you do? You don't change anything. This is just what we do. And every time you fail, it's because, we had injuries or it's a crapshoot. But every year we're above 500. Every year we go to the playoffs. This one, I think, would hit a little differently. Because even with all the injuries, Peter, they're right there to win this division. They should get Judge back. They should get Stanton back at some point. Fried's going tonight. Rodon's right around the corner. They're going to have a good 2.5 months as a fully healthy baseball team, possibly. At least with their rotation. And if you get Judge back in September, if you're a 1.5 games out of first place and you've got Judge and you've got Stanton in your rotation, then what's your excuse at that point? 1-800-919-3776. It's the last call crew. And we'll take you up until 7 o'clock. Don on the Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
The Yankees, there should be no discussion about what the plan here should be. Just sitting and waiting on Aaron Judge, and I'm going to let his health dictate what I'm doing for the rest of the year.
Nope. Take a lesson from the Knicks. They ended up in a position where you felt like in the playoffs, well, if we don't do it now, when are we going to do it? For the Yankees, it's right there for the taking.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. Summer in New York just got hotter. Tim McGraw, the Pawn Shop Guitar Tour. Get lost in the songs you love to sing. With special guests, 49 Winchester. Get ready for a summer show you don't want to miss. Northwell at Jones Beach Theater, Friday, July 24th. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the Cadillac Tri-State Concert Series.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Mornings with DiPietro and Rothenberg.
If the Giants start out the season 0-3, forget it. What's going to happen to 65 or sooner? Well, kill it. Gets a little adversity.
You have a 5-year plan that after 3 weeks you're going to punt on.
Yeah, I can't handle 0-3 again.
Maybe it's a 10-year plan.
70 or sooner. But that's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. No, how could it? No, it's not going to.
DiPietro and Rothenberg, morning 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
It's summertime, so why are you still living with pain? If you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or nerve pain, don't wait any longer. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at Soundwell Pain. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no long recovery, no relying on pain medication. Just non-surgical image-guided treatments that help you get your life back. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, and most major insurances are accepted. Help is close. Go to SoundwellPain.com. Feel better this summer, not someday.
Congratulations, New York. The Knicks did it. Through battle after battle, they dominated to become this year's NBA champions. Day in and day out, the hard work paid off, and you were there every step of the way. Enjoy the crown. Own it, because this year is your year. A part of your legacy that will never be forgotten. So celebrate this moment, show your pride, and shop the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager, hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
Do you read more about your team in the off-season than in the season? Does your game day outfit include a brown bag with eye holes? Then you may be a fan of a BST or bad sports team. Luckily, when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you're protected. Because seeing your painted face in the rearview mirror after a loss isn't just depressing. It's distracting. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Covered subject to policy terms. Not available in all states or situations.
Why La Bamba?
We talked about Mexico, Cancun. I played Mexico
Los
by
Lobos?
James Taylor last segment.
No, this is the original.
Oh, this is. Good job. Yeah, Los Lobos did the one for the movie with Lou Diamond Phillips.
Yeah.
That's good. I like where your head's at.
I mean, there may have been something more recent and culturally relevant for Mexican music than La Bamba.
You would
But
like
still.
to think so.
I mean, he was Mexican-American. Richie Valens.
He wasn't born in Mexico. Matter of fact, the joke in the movie, he had never been to Mexico until his brother took him to Tijuana.
Right. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
That's
Does
a
it hold
good
up?
movie.
It holds up?
I have not seen it in a few years, but why wouldn't it hold
I
up?
want to watch it again.
From a historical perspective.
Oh, Donna. Oh, Donna. I had a girl. Donna was her name.
Say what happened.
And I love my girl. That was a big, again, moment in time that if you missed it, you wouldn't realize how big the moment was.
Mm-hmm.
The movie was a big deal.
Let's go to Richard in Manhattan. You're on
Oh,
ESPN New
love
York.
me some
Hello,
dick.
Richard.
Hi, Peter. Hi, Don. The problem with the Yankees, they keep playing for home runs. They're waiting back. No pressure on the defense. All these guys, all the guys in the lineup, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Grisham, Wells, McMahon, Dominguez, they're combined, Chisholm, 230 batting average. Bellinger, I don't know what happened to this guy. This guy's going to have the lowest batting average from a Major League Baseball All-Star Game MVP ever in the history of the sport. He's been terrible. I don't know. He's getting $32, $33 million a year. But the Yankees play for the big inning, for the big three-run homer. They don't move runners up. They don't even move up the ghost runner. Nothing. They're same way it's been like this with Boone since he got here. They don't steal bases, no hit and run. They did a little bit early in the season. I don't know why they just stopped. They are so bad to watch unless they're hitting home runs. Fellas, do you guys think in your lifetime, let's say you guys both have 60 years left each, in your lifetime, do you guys think you will see a Major League Baseball team go the whole game without a strikeout? Yes or no?
No, never. No shot.
Okay. Don, do you think you'll ever see a 220-game winner? Cole has the most. Take aside Scherzer and Verlander. Cole has the most. 100.
Not under the current format, Richard. No, unless something changes dramatically, it'll never happen. No.
Fellas, the Red Sox. I will put this: 15 games under, and then go on a 15-game winning streak.
Right.
That is more unlikely, in my opinion. Of course, not the same effect. More unlikely than the Knicks down 2-1 into Atlanta and coming back and winning the championship. That's what I think. I think this is an unbelievable.
Well, here it is, Richard. You wanted to know the stat. The last time it happened was 110 years ago. The New York Giants started 2-13. There were 11 games under 500. Went on to win 17 straight games. This Red Sox team was, I guess, because they're 4 over now. They were 11 under, and then they turn around and win 15 games in a row. It's amazing. First time since 1916, 110 years ago. Greg on Long Island. You're on ESPN New York. Hi, Greg.
Hi, Don. Hi, Peter. How are you?
Hey there.
A long time.
Well, welcome back.
So I don't know if you guys realize it. I was checking the Yes Network video, but Anthony gave me the exact date. It is 10 years ago since Ray from North Carolina.
Well, Ray from North Carolina was 10 years ago today. I remember it was 2016.
Wait, are you saying to the day?
To the day?
So apparently the exact date is the 20th, but the Yes Network video has the 22nd. But it is 10 years ago this week that the greatest call in this radio station took
And
place.
we never heard from him again, Greg, which to
Put
me,
on your T-shirt and get the hell
to
out
me,
of there.
Greg, that confirms that it wasn't made up because it was so good. We would have revisited it 10 years later. Never did. And he never called back. He legitimately hated Peter.
The
wanted
quicker
to
y'all get rid of that sloppy pig, the better you can do.
get it off his chest and was done.
And that was it.
Not just a, hey,
Walked
guys.
out.
How's the back of your belly? Nothing.
Yeah, I know I said it, but now I like him. Nope.
No.
That was it.
He was.
There's a chance he hung up the phone and just keeled over and said, I did what I needed to do.
That's it.
Wow.
He may no
I need to repost that. It's today.
I hate to see you.
Well, Yes posted it on the 22nd, but it actually happened on the 20th. July 12th. I was on vacation. I wasn't even here for that. I had taken Nancy to a Red Sox Giant game in Boston. And I remember hearing it driving home from Boston. Incredible. 10 years
Put on your T-shirt and get the hell out of that.
Let's go to Danny on Long Island. You're going to close it out today. What do you got, buddy?
I actually remember where I was when that call happened. It's like the Kennedy assassination. Where were you when the lights went out?
That's right.
Where were you when the call from North Carolina? Unbelievable that we remember these things in our brain. I can barely remember what I had for breakfast today at 62 years of age. But listen, as I'm walking, I'm thinking about you listening to about Boone should Boone be fired. And I'm thinking, with Judge missing the majority of the season, and we don't know if he's coming back, is this equivalent to an NFL quarterback getting knocked out in week one and the team limps to a 500 season and then firing the coach? I mean, you had a conversation yesterday about the best player and the MVP player. I agree with all of that. Judge is all of them. Judges everyone, anything, because now if anything ever proves he's MVP, look at this team without him in it. It's impotent. So he proved it completely that he's the MVP of the team and the best player in the league. So is it fair to fire Boone if they limp through this season and without probably the greatest baseball player that's ever lived playing any substantial amount of time? That's just my question.
It's a good question, Danny, but I think what the fair thing to do is look at this team relative to the rest of the league. Now, is Tampa clearly better than the Yankees because Judge is out? Are the Mariners better? No. Mariners are barely above 500. The Red Sox are hot, but they're still only 4 games above 500, so we'll see where that turns out to be. The defending American League champions are like 6-7 games under 500. So, yeah, losing Judge is killer. But, Peter, with Bellinger, with Jazz, with that rotation, shouldn't they still be among the best teams in the American League and have a chance?
You would think this year, given what the AL is, there's no reason they wouldn't at least be able to compete and shouldn't be in the toilet.
I mean, right now they've had Judge. God, he's been out for how long? But they've been able to hang. They've gained ground on Tampa. They're 3 back in the loss column. They have the second best record in baseball. They always beat the Central Division team. So you're telling me without Judge, and I think Judge is going to come back, but let's just say for sake of argument he doesn't. And this team's got to settle for the wild card and lose to Cleveland in the first round of the playoffs. Can you just say, well, we didn't have Judge? Well, it's the Guardians. Why can't you beat the Guardians in a best-of-5 series? The only team right now that's better than you is Tampa. And there's still enough talent on this team, guys, that they should be able to. All right, you lose to the Dodgers in the World Series. All right, of course you lost to the Dodgers. You lost your best player. But I think it's more of a referendum on the American League still stinks. So even without Judge, you should be able to make a run. And if you lose to the Rays, but hey, you lost to the Rays. They were better than you anyway. But is anybody else better than them?
I agree. But at the same time, if you end up doing that and you come up short, can it really be a year that you base any major decisions on? And I know Yankee fans hate that. It's another year you're kicking the can.
Ultimately, you're right. All I asked was, is it on the table to have a discussion? And if the discussion is, well, listen, he played without Judge all year. Let's keep him. But, hey.
And I hate that you're back to going, wait, do we have a Judge injury thing again?
Well, I hope not. But certainly we have this year, and it's not going to get any better as he gets older. All right, that guy Thursday tomorrow. Back with you at 3. Enjoy the night. Talk to you tomorrow.
Monkey Sports.